We the best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best. There ain't no one like cause of you dumb or you crazy. There's no way, G. Me and my clique, we handling biz while you and your clique just act fugazi. You couldn't persuade me to give a damn, it just don't faze me. I got my Xbox, she can't play me. Money in a text box, I get paid. We the best. We the best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best. There ain't no rest. For the wicked, I'm bad and I'm blessed. Put it to the test. For the rest, there ain't no contest. So what's next? Got me leveling up, I'm obsessed. I bring the fire like I'm possessed. My personnel and my clique is the best. There ain't no contest. There ain't no one like cause of you dumb or you crazy. There's no way, G. Me and my clique, we handling biz while you and your clique just act fugazi. You couldn't persuade me to give a damn, it just don't faze me. I got my Xbox, she can't play me. Money in a text box, I get paid. We the best. We the best, best. We the best, best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best, best. We the best, best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best, best. We the best, best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best, best. We the best, best. No contest. My clique is the best. We the best. We the best, best. No contest. We the best, best. No contest. We the best, best. No contest. We the best, best.
You know I'm killing it. They're hurt, I'm the one feeling it. Now they're feeling it. my enemies, fake mine, just still it. Slipping on the source and you're messing with the boss.
No one's gonna be sorry for your loss.
Gallopers,
Scheme until your lies.
say you won't cry,
But I guarantee you will.
when the bullet from a gun
fucking penetrates your eye.
Phil Spencer is the sniper, laughing as you die.
Fake gaming, wanna be gamer, pretend gamer, think you got comedic skills when your comedy is a little bit lacking status. But still, so until you motherfuckers come at me with some shit, talking about some shit, understand that I got more games than you.
Holding the line until the target's aligned.
These pussies are just fully clapped, the content is so benign. Set fire to the whole stable.
He's on the round table, wearing shoes with no label.
Inbred pig has got no hair on their head. The cost of the lies that they spread in the wake of Xbox.
Spending billions, not just little millies, like an Aaron, their Achilles, the swords were but like 1,000 chilies.
Consolidation is causing elation,
Except in the PlayStation Nation.
force rectal irrigation.
Irrigation of these bitches, busting all the stitches. You don't have the riches, leave these portals in the fucking ditches.
Celebrate, we're gonna have a party.
Dance on the corpse of Colin Moriarty.
He's
Choke off the Saudis, Habibis get rowdy.
circumcise the bitch so we can all scream
Howdy.
When you make that kind of content, that very adversarial, you're not one of the weird like gremlins making fucking 20-minute videos about me. That alienates and isolates you from people and burns bridges.
Pour one out for the FTC and your MBGs and all my enemies. My name is Septic, yes, I'm a disease, and you're the one infected. Your leader has now been selected.
When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful.
When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful. When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful. When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful.
We are live, baby. And we might be a little bit loud, but it's okay. Cause we're gonna be dropping bars on these ponies. Yeah. How you doing, Bet? You good?
I'm doing good, brother. What's going on?
I'm good, bro. I'm doing all this while trying to make sure we are live. Making sure everything's working. I think everything is working. We're good. I can hear you. It's great. Rebs, we were supposed to have another guest, but Rebs got the time zones wrong. He's like, what? 9 p.m. GMT, you said? Oh, Fitbit said I reached my target of walking. I'm not a fat shit anymore. No, but Rebs is supposed to join us, ladies and gentlemen. Rebs Gaming, the insider that leaks a lot of the Halo stuff, but he got his time zones wrong, so we might have to move him next week. It happens, Rebs. It happens. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We've got a man who hasn't appeared on this channel, Septic Sauce, ever. This is your first time, motherfucker.
Yeah, last time I've been here was Game On Daily.
Game On Daily, man. That's a name we haven't heard for a while.
Holy shit, that's so crazy. And I was running floor sir away. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Xbox was doing well. So yeah, how you doing, bit man? Tell the peoples what you been up to.
Yeah, what's going on, man? What's up? Shout out to the chat. I see y'all. What's up? See you, Verge. No, I just been gaming, dropping content. You know, me and you been we've been talking about a specific forum that's been full of shit.
Oh yeah.
We've been talking about a certain forum. You know, we've been talking about certain topics that they have reached a certain line. Yes, that dude said would never get to, and yet here we are to this very line. So
interesting.
A lot to take into account. And of course, gaming. I heard all that, but just been chilling, man.
Yeah, what games you been playing lately?
Well, right now, I'm finishing up Wukong Black Myth because I took a long hiatus from that game after Big Mike's passing. So I took a break from gaming in general and content creation. So I was gone for so long. Came back finally and got back to work, gaming, finding my center was just kind of like the main thing I had to do. So once I found that, got back to gaming, all that junk, and just been, chilling.
Yeah,
But
that's good, man.
that's pretty much.
And how's the content creation game going for you, man?
I'm doing pretty good. We're almost at 11K.
Oh, nice one, man.
Yeah, we're getting there. Almost at 11K. If you guys want to help out, hey,
check it
go
out.
ahead, subscribe.
It's linked in the description. Well, we're gonna get into some of the topics, but there's a reason why I invited you here today, because you've been very vocal, along with some other PlayStation faithful, about
Jack Move. Yes, sir.
Jack Move. I need to get Jack Move on here, bro.
You definitely do.
Yeah, definitely. I want to get him with the right combo so that it just goes off. Ideally, I want him and Nick Marseille together on the show so they can do.
Lord.
Because Nick Marseille has been guzzling rawly, bro. I don't even know how he even keeps it all in his mouth right now, but it's
So can you help me with that? I thought he waved the white flag not too long ago because he was like, "Yo, day and date's like is so much more obviously." You know, I'm talking about like his last, last call from. And I was like, okay. Did he just wake up? Is he done?
He's just banking points.
He's going right back to the same
policy.
thing.
It's an insurance policy for him. Yeah, Nicky, it's an insurance policy.
Not an insurance policy.
Get Reforge on the show. Get the out of here. Shout out everyone. Just James, Be Nice, Talos, Lutrons, sorry, Mighty Guybrush, Magnum, the game adaptation, Verg, Evan Huff, shout out to Evan, Slim Pickens, good to see you, Vinch, Serendipity, Solid Tech, Radimus Prime, You're Too Woke, E-Ranks, and God Emperor Sofa King, Epic Treasure, of course, how could you miss, Mr. Eldrick. Yeah. So shout out to 130 people already in the chat, ready to get, obviously, and the haters, they're silently sitting there ready to clip the shit, because obviously we're gonna talk shit today. It's been an eventful week. We had quite a bit going on this week, but obviously we're gonna talk about the state of shit. State of play.
State of Steam.
Oh shit.
You mean that?
You know who you are. It hurts you, doesn't it? It hurts you. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about all that shit. But before we do, we gotta talk about a release of another game. It's Avowed. Avowed came out. Not a game that I've interested in, as I've been saying multiple times. It's a RPG, but in that kind of setting that I rarely like. Although a lot of people I've been see the gameplay clips and it makes me want to jump in, but I've got a massive backlog of shit to go through, which is now bigger thanks to freaking Nick Marseille, which we'll talk about in a sec. But Avowed has been doing really well. I don't know if you've had a chance to play it or you're interested in playing Avowed.
It looks good from what I've seen. A lot of people were talking about it. I know Boom was talking about it with Paris. I talked to Paris Lily about it. So they were all happy and enjoying it. So that's cool. It ain't for me. Like the last RPG I played was that Hogwarts Legacy game. I just like that. I had more interest in that because I like Harry Potter in general. But one, I'm not really feeling like this. But it looks good. I'm glad people, glad they got a game at least. You know what I mean? It's better than no game, and that's the crazy thing. It's crazy when IGN has to make an article, or Ryan McCaffrey saying that Xbox is going to publish more games than PlayStation this year, which is crazy. That's insane.
That wasn't just him; it was everyone doing it, and now we're going to hear so much copium. But on the point of Avowed. Avowed seems to be doing well in a lot of different metrics. Metacritic's at about we kind of predicted 80, and that's basically what I predicted, around about low 70s and to the 80s, and that's where it's landed exactly in the 80s. Square dead on as far as when I last checked. It's doing decently. A lot of people who have got hands on, they really love it. The people in the Pillars of Eternity community who have been playing it have been really enjoying that because it carries on. It's based on the same universe. So if you like that stuff, you're probably really going to love it. I was watching clips of Shroud saying that this game has really hooked him. It's like really it's got that kind of hook. A lot of people, the thing that's making me want to get it is I've seen a lot of good gameplay, and it kind of reminds me of Dragon's Dogma, which I still haven't completed, and it's a massive game. So I'm just like, I've got all these RPGs and massive games, and that's kind of putting me off. But I'll tell you what's put a lot of people off, and bless him, it is freaking Kid Smooth's dog shit gameplay. Shout out to Kid Smooth. Kid Smooth shared this game. It says Avowed, and it looked dry as Theresa May's Vag. It's just like, what the hell is this?
That looks very clunky. It looks better when you use magic. Like a lot of people, that's what Boom was using.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked better with that.
And obviously the PlayStation Nation jumped in and hopped in on this thing. And there's a really good gameplay footage of this. And the combat is what surprised me, because if you see other people, they're chaining shit, loads of like lightning and all this bullshit. And it's just really good to see if I can pull it. Pull that footage up.
So answer yourself, what look worse? Whose gameplay was worse? Was it that, or was it who's Doom gameplay? Which was worse?
Yo,
there you go. That's
at
the battle.
least Kid Smooth is hitting his targets, bro. J-Tech couldn't even hit the freaking wall, bro. There is nothing that bad. There is nothing that bad. You cannot go.
Shout out to J-Tech. No,
please don't.
Shout out to J-Tech. No, shout out to J-Tech.
Yeah, man. Like, if you just, I just typed in Avowed combat on Twitter. Oh, where is it? Are we good? Yeah, we are. And you can see, some of the footage there. Just like this, I think this is the footage I saw. Yeah, this looks really good. It just, the way the powers are running, fast pace, and all of that, like multitude of different spells.
Yeah,
it's all changing.
That
together.
it was designed for. It looks like for spells and just spell caster type of game. That's when we first saw this. That's what they showed a lot of, more than just regular dudes with maces and stuff.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's pretty good looking. It's just not for me, but it seems to have done well in a lot of different ways. Decent score, 80's a decent score. It's not exactly going to blow, and I don't think anyone was expecting this was going to blow people apart. We did a poll.
Yeah, nobody was expecting 90s or 95s for Valve. Nah, I wasn't never expecting nothing crazy. I did expect 80. 80 was fine. It's not bad. And it's not a bad thing.
We did a poll last week on this, and last week we, I think most of the polls was correct. We said something around about the 80s, or you guys did. So yeah, I think you were pretty spot on there. So it's hit there. It's topped Steam charts. It was the bestseller on Steam, which was really good. Game Pass is cannibalizing sales, right? But it's not because you're getting massive amount of sales. That's a pretty big deal for Avowed. I don't know if many people are expecting that to do well. There were a lot of so when other people were playing this game, in the background there was obviously the PlayStation guys were obviously, despite the fact that they said, oh, but we get to play all your games, the console war is lost, they've still been shitting on Avowed. Look at all the PlayStation guys, they've been shitting on Avowed. I thought you said the console war was over. So why are you shitting on Avowed 24/7? It's because, ladies and gentlemen,
you have nothing to play.
No, shit.
That's the problem. You got nothing to play. Here's the wild part. Okay, here's the wild part. You know what's bad? When people are hyping up Starfield coming to PlayStation. When they shitted on Star, me and you were on the fucking.
Bruh.
You remember that? We were on the fucking battle and talking about that fucking game on Game On Daily. Like, yo, bro, listen, y'all can like the game all you want. We just like, yo, you said it too. You're like, we just don't give a fuck about it. You got dudes hyping up fucking Starfield coming to their box when they called that shit trash.
Bro, the same people that called it trash were saying nuclear explosion, PlayStation exclusive, then it didn't turn out to be. And then you had people micro-analyzing the shit out of it until the video channel looked like it was a Starfield channel. And now they're like capping for it. And we know that ultimately, like, irrespective of whether or not the Xbox titles are disappearing as far as exclusives are concerned, they will still hate on Xbox, and they'll still hate on the games while simultaneously celebrating those games, and then those games becoming top sellers on the PlayStation platform. And we're going to see that. And Avowed was one of the biggest things when before Avowed came in. There's a article saying that someone took out misconstrued the words about the jank in the game, and they were like, oh, this is Obsidian purposely pulling out jank, this game looks shit, all of that shit. And then Digital Foundry came out and did their analysis, and they were very impressed with their UE5 game that obviously is taxing and still thoroughly impressive. And then the silence. Oh, actually, I should say silence, but then nitpicking to a certain angle. I mean, all fanboys do it. Don't worry about it, yeah? Spider-Man. But this is the reality of it. Avowed is doing really well. It's doing. I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy it. It's not for me, but you know, PC gamers are loving it. It's selling really well, and there's that. And
shut up, Rambling in the chat. What up, Rambling?
My two favorite console immigrants.
You piece of shit. What up, brother?
Rambling entertaining. At least Rambling's entertaining. He's embraced this with open arms, unlike it's Alex and Cult Classic Cage, who are literally being like,
I've been embraced. I've been embraced. They don't want show ass.
You've
been forced out. You can't go home.
Oh, you're buying a 59. You're so wrong.
You can't go home. That's your problem.
Bro. Watch your Alex, bro. I'm gonna slap that guy. So yeah, you've got Avowed. So Avowed's doing really well. So you know, is it what more to say? And so this kind of idea of Xbox having no games is quite funny now. Xbox has got the cadence down right. Game Pass is actually speaking massive value for money for, and there's something for everyone. Now you're getting so much variety. You know, you had your Hellblades, and you've had your Indiana Jones action adventure games, and then you've had your Call of Duty, which is the big one. Then you've got your RPG here, and soon you'll have Doom, which is a shooter, and then you'll have South of Midnight very soon, which is a third-person action adventure game. So you're getting all this variety, and Xbox is starting to ramp up the quality. Finally, all that hard work after years of them just kind of shitting the bed for a long time, and then putting the hard work in to get these moves in place is really good. So finally, we're getting to see that. So there's something for everyone there, and Xbox is starting to, as a platform, gain a lot of positive momentum. So it's good to see. It's good to see. Age of Mythology, Flight Simulator, RL. Yeah, you're right. So you get so much. You get so much there. So now we're finally after years of talking about it, getting to see that release cadence and that quality go up more and more. It's not, obviously, Avowed isn't like the massive stellar title, but you know, you're getting a consistency, and people are enjoying it, and reviewers are liking it, and the quality mark is there, and you know, technically it's running well. So there's that. So things are very positive on that front. But despite all of that, we had this week we've had PlayStation's hardware sales and revenue figures come out, and as well as Xbox is doing, it's not necessarily doing as well as, well, that's a very timid way of saying it. It's not doing as well as PlayStation is doing on paper. PlayStation is doing really well in terms of hardware and revenue. I think it's hitting
75 million shipped now. That's
just crazy number. And they're just 1.5 million away from the PS4 during the same period, which is crazy. Obviously bolstered by COVID and whatnot, but still crazy at a time where, you know, a lot of people, you know, the state of the economy and all of that bollocks, but people are still buying it, and it exceeded Sony's own expectations, I think, bolstered by the Pro. So they're like, wow, we're very surprised. Like, you know, Totoki said, look, wow, we're not even, like, we're taking a shit on all our fans, and they're still buying this console. So no, I mean, as in, they're doing really well, and so you have to give them credit. 75 is a big number for PlayStation, and
yeah, they're buying the shit out the console, but they ain't buying the shit out that software. They first part, that's for damn sure.
Well, what's to buy? The remasters?
he going to do it. You know, that's crazy. That one game in the year, and it only sold 1.5 million. Bruh. You know what game also came out the launch of this gen, and that's Returnal, and we're getting a sequel with Saros. That sold 1.5. It's like,
PlayStation guys, why do you PlayStation guys? Do you need to support your own games more than Xbox games? This is a public service.
This shit is wild. It's not even funny anymore. Somebody tried to damage control it. It was like, oh well, how many units did it sell that they have back then? It's like, well, okay, look at it now. How many units you got now versus Astrobot and shit? Even the last Final Fantasy you got, it was like what, 2 million or some shit like that. Like it was under their, like the last one or something like that. They took like 2 million.
I think it was higher than that, but I don't know.
Was it higher than that? I forgot. It was like, bro, it was like, it wasn't enough for the team. That day was like, bro, we're done exclusivity. We're ending this partnership. We're going back to third. It's like,
you know, honestly, so like as impressive as that was, and the really good figures in terms. I'm not good at downplay. What am am I talking about? Yeah, let's add some context to it. So, great numbers. Sony's happy with the hardware sales, but there's one thing that you need to people need to understand, that despite the incredible revenue that they're generating, 11.5 billion, their operating margin was just 7%, which is an operating income of 775 million, which means they have major overheads. This could be a combination of a multitude of different things, but the cancelled games, I'm sure the studio's shuttering down and all the staff and a lot of that, plus the cost of developing games, that's quite high. And that's a very thin margin compared to when you put that into context. So I'm not saying it's the end of the world. It's still healthy. It's still really good. But people need to bear that in mind. It's like, despite the new revenue record, says Derek Strickland, PlayStation's Q3 financial year 24 operating margin was just 7%. And obviously, what does that mean, Big Cloud? What are they going to do? If your margin is 7%, what do you do? What do you do? Status quo? Carry on the norm? Will it get better after a while? Tell me.
No, you branch it out. That's what you do. You branch things out. So you already know this is going. It's insane because before we even got these numbers, a lot of people were shocked by how fast they turned a lot of certain things around when they announced that the dual CEO perspective thing that they were doing was done. They went to a single CEO for each particular thing. Yeah. So Herman went back to being CEO of just PlayStation Studios. Nishino is ahead of Herman Holtz, looking over PlayStation as a whole. And then you got Hiroki Totoki, who's looking at Sony and all his divisions. And then he reports to the other guy, Kenichiro, who is the CEO of everything. But Kenichiro and Hiroki Totoki both said flat out they want multi-plat. They want multi-platform type of approach. And when you hear that from both of them,
yeah.
And then you go right into what just happened.
Was it Kenichiro who said that, what's it called? That wherever there is computing, gamers will be able to play their PlayStation games seamlessly. Was it him or was it someone else?
Yes, him. Yes, he said that.
Yeah.
And Hiroki Totoki was the one talking about, obviously talking about improving profit margins by expansion, anything. And he said multi-plat with that. But looking at the way things are going, like especially with them now reversing the online requirement for PC, and remember, this was before we got these numbers in. I think that paints a very vivid picture of what's about to happen down the road, especially. And keep in mind, too, they just announced at their State of Play a few games that were day and date with PC. One particular was Lost Souls aside.
We
forget about that. Now people were demonstrating saying that game was always going to head to PC. Here's the thing. This is being published by PlayStation.
Yeah. PlayStation is publishing it. And Stellar Blade. June.
There's publishing Stellar Blade as well. That's going to PC. They just announced, even though we both scratched our head, scratched our heads on this one, but Days Gone. Day and day, obviously PC, but it's already on PC, but no one's asking for that shit. But that's getting a PC. Like, there was more PC announcements than it was strictly PS5 only announcements.
Yeah.
Saros. Like, the thing is, Saros was announced, but Saros doesn't even have, they weren't even blunt on where that's gonna go. You would hope that that's console only for the sake of dudes want to argue on Twitter, right? They want that to be exclusive. But the thing is, though, like, there's a few games in the pipeline, especially Death Stranding 2, that's also got a very interesting perspective too. Because remember, the decision for Days Gone 2, it relies strictly with Hideo Kojima. Yeah, and he wanted that everywhere. That's why he put it on Xbox. So I'm curious to see where Death Stranding 2 actually ends. Will that be strictly like a time thing or not? Are they still going to do the time thing?
Yeah. Come on, man.
I'm very curious because this is very interesting to see how things are going to go, because there's a lot of stuff changing around us.
Yeah. Don't worry, bro. Of course, man. Like, Days Gone 2 is going to come to everywhere, like to Xbox as well. Eventually, we saw that with Death Stranding 1. and Death Stranding 2 is going to go everywhere. This whole idea of PC games has really, really pissed off a lot of people. And I think I think for the PlayStation guys, it's the last bastion of they've actually been shitting on, PlayStation guys shit on every platform. That's just the way it has been. But with PC, that's now they're the primary enemy now that Xbox has capitulated and it's bringing its games. But they'll still go after the Xbox guys. But the things we're starting to hear is there are a lot of rumblings of. So PlayStation guys are hoping that Sony is going to double back on the whole PC strategy.
Here's the thing. Let's take PC out the equation, right? Let's say they did double back and they didn't do this. If we just go by the numbers that we just went over just now, Sony would have been in the red in terms of profit. They wouldn't have not made as much profit as they were making in regards to what they wanted. They would have been in the red. Because you remember, they were making most of their profit, 71% was PC.
I don't think that's the case. Is it?
It was 71%. It was in the. Hold on, I can send it to you.
I don't think that's strictly correct. I don't think PC is the reason why they're profitable. But they
said non-PlayStation consoles, or non-PlayStation platform. Excuse me, was their main revenue.
I haven't seen that. But what I have seen is this. And what this shows that PlayStation generated. So you remember, they generated 11 billion, and out of that, 865 million from first-party games and add-on content came from non-PlayStation platforms. So that's actually
here it is.
A portion.
So PlayStation generated sales of 128.1 billion, which is 865 million from first-party games and add-on content from non-PlayStation platforms in 2024. Primary attribute was PC ports on Steam and Helldivers 2.
So that doesn't mean, in my reading, is that the revenue that the primarily PC is funding. I don't think that's the case at all. But because if you're getting 11, I forget the figure, 11.1 say billion, only 860. Well, I say only. That's a sizable chunk. 865 million of that came from PC, and PC ports and Helldivers 2. So PC and a gas game. Then you've got something to, and a lot of people are saying, well, they're going to capitulate on their PC strategy. And I think, why would they do that? Why would they do that? Yeah. Why on earth would they go back on it? What's the incentive?
It's free money. It's free money on the table, number one, also. But you're right about the hardware selling. I mean, we have 75 shipped now for PS5, and we haven't even really gotten any new experiences from PS5 as it is this generation. Like, we've gotten mostly remakes and remaster, but we haven't gotten any crazy, over the top new stuff that we usually are accustomed to, like we did with PS4 or hell, even PS3. With games usually be dropping like left and right. You haven't gotten any. So when you see this, you're like, what do we? What do we have? Like, dudes are already talking about PS6. And it's weird because you just got the Pro. It's a weird situation right now. It's hard, man. Like, Fortnite, again, all this is really showing us. Obviously we knew this. We knew Fortnite was going to dominate. We knew Call of Duty, the Madden, stuff like that. People are going to buy those. But it's like, I was expecting more out. Like, you would expect more from these first party games. Especially the way people champion them, they talk about them. They're not doing the way that you expect. Yeah, I
said it ages ago that the PlayStation that you loved is dead. That you are not the primary audience, and you've seen that. I think
they were, but the thing is, I think they slowly realized. And I'm saying they slowly realized that, dog, it's just. Like, they're just not enough, and now they have to gravitate and just change and evolve. And that might sound weird, but that's business. Like, that's business. You have to evolve. Look at Microsoft. Microsoft went from just the whole console thing to now be dropping a service. Granted, it's performed and given you kind of different results in regards to the hardware. We know this, but again, Microsoft's looking more at a future where you're not tethered to anything. That's why they're pushing the whole live service thing, and they're pushing Game Pass as it is. Sony clearly seeing this as well, and is opening up their brand. Because remember, PS4 back then, if we go back to PS4, PS3, Sony was the most stingy out of all of them. You weren't getting any type of collaboration if you were on the opposite side. You weren't getting this, especially when it comes to the whole opening the door, the crossplay. Remember that whole debacle with crossplay?
That's a good point.
It was
actually.
like they were against all of that.
And there was some bullshit reasons. I remember Jim Ryan's think of the children
gamers.
And all this bollocks. And then they said security, and PlayStation security has obviously been dog shit. It's not exactly the best. And then obviously you had that downtime for 24 hours last week, which is brilliant. Before we go, actually, Rambling Entertained with a 5 says, Avowed is Morrowind streamlined. It's held back by its multiplayer origins. It shines in its art style, combat, and exploration, but fails in the choices. Interesting. A lot of people actually love the exploration in Avowed. It's quite interesting to see that. But on your point,
it's just weird though. Yeah.
On your point regarding PlayStation capitulated like that, so now the PlayStation guys are very, very, very pent up. They are very angry at everyone. You're seeing.
It's hard for me to be sympathetic to a group that's not going out there and buying the games. We see this playing out in real time.
Nick.
Like, think about it. I want you to be honest. I want you to be honest with me, guys. How many of these dudes were posting receipts for most of these PlayStation games? And then compare that to what you're seeing them, what they're doing with the Xbox game. Like, oh, I'm buying these Xbox games day one.
Yeah.
It's showing you see a real big difference here. I'm like, dude, I have not seen this many people posting receipts of buying PlayStation games the way they hype them up. I just don't. They'll hype it up. They'll say like it's great. And then when you ask them, hey, did you buy it? Oh, I'm waiting for a sale.
Yeah.
That seems to be the entire normal thing, and that translates into these sales.
No,
a lot of these games not do very, very well.
I mean, I don't think that there's a massive problem of, well, I don't perceive a huge. Okay, Astro Bot is a bit
that's a telling problem because Sony wants to make more of those, which I mean that's not a bad thing. That could be Ape Escape. You know what I'm saying? That could result in
I respect them saying so. This week Sony did come out and say that they want to make more children-friendly games or for all ages. Obviously, that may forsake the hardcore market. Fair enough, but it's interesting that they're trying to Nintendo, and that's the crazy part. But Astro Bot,
they definitely want that. They definitely want that because they talked about that in that Beyond the Console conference. Remember they talked about attraction pieces. That's very similar to what Nintendo Land does, where you have your characters open to everybody like that, like attraction pieces. So they want to do stuff like that. They want to branch out and stuff like that, and that's cool. That's ambitious. But before you get there, you got to get this company to a point. You know, you got to get these games to a point where they're sustainable as it is. You can't have budgets of games be 300 million and then expect, you know what I mean, and only sell 2 million, 3 million. That's not enough.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. That Sony is actually a victim of its own success when it comes to those third-person action adventure high-budget games, because Spider-Man, obviously, with its big chunk of that Spider-Man money will be going down to the licensing, I'm sure. But ultimately, that quality comes at a cost, and that cost has been hammering PlayStation, not only in terms of the time it takes to produce games, because Wolverine has been shown off as long as Fable's been shown off, and not by the time it will come out, which is 2026.
Yeah, Wolverine would have been out by now. The thing about Wolverine, the entire source code
that's unfortunate.
Put online, and that right there, a lot of people kept saying, I remember I saw a lot of people took L's for the state of play, like, oh, Wolverine's gonna be out. I'm like, dog, do you have any idea what the source code means? That means they got the scripts, they got the gameplay, they got the cast, they got all the stuff.
GTA 6 though, man. It had the same shit happen to them, and they're coming out this year apparently.
This is GTA though. This is Rockstar. Do you really think that was stopping
Insomniac
Rockstar?
Is not, bro. Come on, Insomniac is Sony's biggest studio now.
Insomniac is great. I love Insomniac. I'm always gonna be appreciative of their work. But the thing is, this was a little different. You see, when it came to the code for the whole Rockstar thing, that was just like gameplay we saw, like robbing and whatnot. And it was still like, it wasn't finished. It was like a prototype stage of it, like a pre-alpha, so to speak, of it. Whereas Sony's situation with this, the entire script, like the plot got leaked, plus the characters, and it was playable. Multiple areas were playable. You got to see certain set pieces.
Yeah, I've seen them.
And it was put out there. Like all that stuff was put out there. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's a completely different situation in regards to that. Like to put it in perspective, look at Last of Us. Remember when Last of Us got put out there? Like they put the script out there and they put like 2 scenes that leaked. See, that right there alone was damning because a lot of people knew what the story was going to be and how to receive it, and like how to look at it.
Yeah, that was a major one.
Yeah,
major setback for Naughty Dog, man.
This is very
so
up
much
there,
damage
but it's like you also got playable demos and you got or playable sections. It's pretty bad. They have to go and redo a lot of this stuff. That's why I'm like,
I do sympathize with them. I do sympathize with them. Face 23 Brooklyn, New York with a $2 super chat says Astrobot and Returnal don't cost anywhere near $300 million. Of course not. No one is saying that. But ultimately,
is that your damage control? That didn't sell
well.
Onto this game.
Astrobot and Returnal didn't cost nowhere $300 million. Absolutely, and it will cost them make them. But you know, they will still make. Sony's still making those games, and Saros is coming, which we'll talk about. But Fonz is right. It said no one hardly bought Returnal, which is criminal to me because I love that game. I remember back when it came out, everyone was making fun of it, and I said that should be for Game of the Year nomination. I don't get it. So you know, PlayStation guys, sometimes you know, PlayStation guys need to listen to me more about quality of games. And it reminds me, freaking Nick Marseille, this little piece of shit has been going off. He is losing his mind, bro. This guy, I don't understand how Xbox can lose the console war, which he should be freaking loving it. He should have a smooth ride. And yet, he's just, like, if he had hair, he would lose it again. Because he's just he's just losing his shit. He can't take it.
They've all wanted him gone. Bro, that's crazy.
Bro, it is mad. So here we go. We've got Jack Move here saying, God of War 2018 is better than Ragnarok. This is an opinion that he shared. Spider-Man is better than Spider-Man 2, which is wouldn't surprise me. Horizon Forbidden West is better than Zero Dawn, though. I don't have ADHD, he says, so I take things like narrative, character development, and overall experience into account. And then you've got freaking Nicola claiming Ragnarok is worse than 2018. So it's the wildest take I've ever seen. It's like that is the wildest thing to ever say. That's the wildest thing you've ever seen?
No. If you're talking about character development, I get exactly where Jack's coming from. For 2018 to Ragnarok, it's different.
Yeah, going from bring the ashes from A to B to plot so he's just rinsing God of War 2018's plot there just to add to everything that happens in the sequel and calling it downgrade sensational. It's such a horrendous way of looking at things. It's like I played 28. I bought Ragnarok on day one, played it middling bloat, came in and never went back. Whereas with 2018, I think I finished that in 2 sittings. I was loving it. I was like, yo, Sony cooked. Santa Monica cooked. This was amazing. And I enjoyed bits of Ragnarok. I honestly did, you know, when Thor came in and some of the combat was brilliant. I love the combat a lot more. It's just so much better. So much better. But
this man, what did he say? Chris Coleman. He says, I'm making it up. Only a few sections. There was more than just a few sections that got leaked for Wolverine, including the roadmap for Insomniac also got leaked within the source code, where it showed their deal with Marvel and X-Men games that was going to be made.
Now, what you say you're making up?
No, he's talking about making stuff up in regards to what got leaked for Wolverine, in regards to how severe it was. Everything pretty much got leaked for Wolverine, especially the roadmap.
Well, that's different. That's the Insomniac roadmap, which is that was a crazy leak. That did so much damage.
A lot of that stuff is out there. Yeah,
and we got to see, thanks to the leak, just how insane the budgets of these games are. It's mad. So you know, that kind of like feeds into the whole narrative. But on this point of God of War Ragnarok, I'm gonna have to complete it now because this piece of shit has goaded me into it, and I know what he's gonna say. But I understand where he's coming from. 2018, I completed for a reason because the pacing was good. I understood the story. I get it. It's a big first time they changed it. It was different, and that's why it's going to have a different impact. But that doesn't mean the story was inconsequential. He's trying to downgrade that. I actually found it more interesting with these new characters. Ragnarok was just felt like almost like Fast and Furious. Like, here we go. Now they introduced the 2 little weird purple and blue person. Are you doing these like fetch quests and all of this? And it just felt really bloated. And the puzzles with the freaking Atreus or whoever was just talking shit all the time, telling me, and why did you do this? I shut the up, man. I'm trying to play the freaking game. And you know, but that's the thing. But that kind of So that is just a symptom of one of the things they're saying. PlayStation guys are now.
Did you like the Atreus? You didn't like playing as Atreus and all that stuff? Yeah.
I hate Atreus as a character. I hate him. I think he's just so annoying.
He's cool.
He's
I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to build him, but I think hopefully when he gets more mature, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna do a time jump with the next one. But I don't know. I'm hearing weird things. I'm hearing that it's a prequel. It's in Egypt. You've been hearing these rumors going around.
Yeah, so the new Egypt. One is going to be.
It's weird, right? It's so weird. I don't know how they're going to do it, but personally, I do think I don't think Atreus is anywhere ready to replace Kratos. And I knew that, and I think that's what they knew. That's why they course corrected in Valhalla, what I'm talking about, or Ragnarok.
Yeah, I don't think he's a replacement for that.
No, he was. Remember, he was. They were planning to kill him off. That's why at 2018 he said we're at the end. Remember when they showed Atreus holding him and he turns to a world serpent sort of thing?
I think they know that you cannot replace Kratos with Atreus. So now that they're talking
about, doing that right now though, thing is, Sony's getting a little too that's getting on my nerves too. Sony's getting a little too just disastrous with killing off certain characters. Look at the Ghost of Tsushima type of thing. I thought Ghost of Tsushima had more to it in terms of with Jin Sakai. I thought they were going to do more with them, but they didn't. They just kind of killed them off and moved on to a whole new size. I mean, I got no problem with it, but it's damn,
he's not dead,
get more. He's dead. This is 300 years.
As in dead because of the fluxion of time. He didn't die on screen. Yeah. So
no. But I wanted to see more. I thought they were going to take the data.
I'm very surprised about that. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, because remember you had that option. Let the uncle live, or you kill him, and then you live. You continue his legacy, so to speak, but you're not because you're a ninja type. You know what I mean? No, I wanted to see something happen. Well, so I was so invested into that. I was I can't kill him. You know what I mean? Because I don't think I'm worthy of killing him because I'm not a samurai anymore. I'm a ninja. That's exactly what he's transitioning to. The ghost. I chose to be a ghost. So he's I'll kill you. You won't. You know what I mean? I'll have the last words. Basically, what his whole thing was. I'm you know what? That technically can play, to a sequel, him coming back with a vengeance, but no, we're not gonna get that. It's a whole new character. Yeah, Fonz, I enjoyed that. I did too. Yeah, I thought he was cool. I'm not gonna say doom and gloom for the new protagonist. I mean, I gotta see how they go about it, but at the same time, now I gotta kind of reconnect. You know what I mean, guys? I gotta reconnect to this new character as opposed to someone who's already established. It's kind of like an Assassin's Creed thing. We had great assassins, but then some that have potential that you probably did they don't continue with, you know what I mean? And they introduce a whole new character, and that it's weird. It don't feel the same.
I think that new chick is gonna have some mighty big boots to fill in, and I don't know but they'll need to do something spectacular to make her as relevant as Jin Sakai. So the pressure's on them. I'm not writing off the character at all. It just depends on the story. Sucker Punch did a great job, such an excellent job with Ghost of Tsushima. I think that they deserve the benefit of the doubt there. But on the point of, PlayStation guys being extremely sensitive at the moment, and it's true, poor Nick, he's now, they used to mock, so PlayStation guys, this is hilarious. PlayStation guys used to mock Xbox tax because Xbox had this victim mentality. I used to make fun of it as well.
You were the prime example. You were the poster boy. If you don't know.
Well, no, but I was making fun of it. I used to catch a lot of heat from Xbox guys as well for this victim mentality, and now the PlayStation guys have adopted it in mass. Everyone, the media is biased, and they're they've lost it now. So they're all the media is. There's one guy said, what's his name? He just stalks the show. Here he is. It's Microsoft turned third party, and gaming media received its marching orders, and he's got Microsoft games. And this fact, Microsoft has more games slated for PS5 this year than Sony so far. There's some announcements that will change, but GameSpot said it. Eurogamer, Ryan McCaffrey, and VGT Gaming News. And you've got so many people repeating this shit constantly. You got Nick Marseille went off on multitude of different tweets on it as well. You've got Portal Rock talking about it, and they're really just really butthurt at the moment.
What's killing me about this, and Talos, he's a prime example. He's seen this. Like, it's just like dudes act like they don't see this shit. Like, they're not, like, you know what I mean? They act like they have those rose tinted sunglasses on, like they don't see that there's a problem.
Yeah.
And they act and they pretend everything is good, and all you hear them talk about is Xbox. Well, y'all want them to be like Xbox. Who's mentioning Xbox? We're just calling out a problem. I was like, it's like they're so programmed to bring up Xbox whenever it comes down, do or die, to talk about something that's a problem within the own ecosystem.
No, absolutely. They don't want to talk about it. Honestly, Portrog did the same thing when Derek Strickland was talking about the thin margins between despite Sony's incredible hardware sales. What's the first thing he does? Boom, Portrog here. Notice he didn't break down Xbox's operating margin. Why are you so worried about Xbox? I thought you said Xbox is dog shit, it's dead and all of that. We're talking about PlayStation, but you're worried about Derek Strickland's take on the margin.
It's so weird. It's like, dog, you guys wanted Microsoft gone for years. Microsoft is not even being, like, they're not even mentioning themselves to you, and yet you don't you can't accept when the fucking facts are thrown in your face about PlayStation. And keep in mind, listen, despite how I feel about the way they've handled this gen, I mean, we're all still fans. I mean, Gaz's still a fan of the brand. I'm still a fan of the brand. It's just I expect more out of this brand as it is, and we're not getting shit out of this brand. And this is literally putting this in the same type of conversation that me and Gaz had on Game One Daily years ago when we was talking about damn Starfield. It's like, dog, there's more shit you can be doing, but you're not giving us. You know what I mean? It's this weird caveat and people don't want to hold them accountable, and it's sad. It's really sad.
Look, so this is the hilarious part. All of last gen, it was list wars. It was the PlayStation guys building all these beautiful lists of just mountains of lists, and Xbox only had like 3 or 4 studios at the time. And now they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about studios. They want to redefine what first party means. They just want to...
Yeah. The one word that we never heard. You remember this shit. We never heard PlayStation dudes talk about. And everybody in the chat, y'all can quote me on this too. But y'all remember what the term console exclusive?
Oh yeah, console exclusive.
We never used that. We never used that shit. We never used that shit. It's like, oh no, it's exclusive. Now they're using console. So I'm like, just stop. Stop, bro. Just let the shit go.
The PlayStation guys were mocking console exclusive for a while because Xbox was the first one to go in and make a PC day and date happen. Yeah. PlayStation hasn't gone there yet, but PlayStation's exclusives are gone. This is the whole point. So we're going to go into now the state of mid. The state of mid happened, and it was it was mid. I made a video on it. You can check it out on the channel of the reactions of people. And this is where the Xbox, PlayStation fans are really defensive. They're really defensive because if they're honest with themselves, they've been disappointed. But because of the multitude of absolute failures when it comes to these showcase events, that the standards have now dropped so massively, they'll accept any kind of tedium. So Jeff Keighley did a poll, D for the most people. Everyone understands why. That's a D. PlayStation. So
let me ask you this. Would you, okay, before I cut you off, but let me ask you this about that state of play. Okay, so what would you rate that state of play? Like just
I gave it a 5 out of 10. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Yeah.
Now take PlayStation out of the equation. What would you rate it? Like if you take PlayStation and state of play out the title, what would you rate it?
That's a very good question.
That's a third party show. What would you rate it? Because that's the thing too. Like people getting it mixed up what we're talking about. But yeah, go ahead.
And thank you for saying that. And this is exactly when you were cutting me off. I was actually alluding to this. And people don't understand this. This is a very good question. What would you rate state of play if it wasn't a Sony state of play? And why is that question important? Because ultimately, and this is true, with the videos, everything has been documented again and again, the receipts and the assault content since before the PlayStation Showcase, I think it's 2023? So, but remember, before the PlayStation Showcase in 2023, I think it was, I remember MBG's it's been 553 days since we've had a good showcase. So it was even longer than that. It's been years.
I remember that. Yeah.
And people crying
how
about
long has it been since we had a showcase?
No, well,
we got a lot of state of plays, but we haven't had a lot of showcases. The last showcase we had, I can remember, was the PS5 reveal.
No, then then it was the PlayStation Showcase in 2023, which was terrible, and now we're here where after that showcase, all we've had is state of plays. But
yeah,
a lot of people are like, but these are state of plays. What are you expecting? Hold on a minute. Calm yourself. Don't try and redefine things. You had that shit state of play, and ever since that shit state of play, then the expectations got deferred into the magical showcase, which never happens. Then, you know, the 30th anniversary showcase that never happens. So
they're already talking one now.
So you have nominated the state of play. Don't try to say, but the state of play has always been about that. But okay, but then why on earth are you sitting there with memes talking about Bloodbornium? Bloodbornium is going to be coming. Bloodborne's going to come here. Oh, can't wait. Oh, we're going to see a Wolverine. And all this shit.
Like,
so hold on a minute.
And they try to play like, oh, I didn't get to hype this on. You guys are hyping up, but before that, just the day before, you were hyping it up before anybody talking about this shit. Like,
you
like cut this shit out.
Everyone's like, yeah. And then afterwards, third party's like, yeah.
Like, it's so fucking stupid. It's like, bro, just admit it. You were excited like everybody else. They under-delivered or they didn't deliver, and just hold them fucking accountable and move the fuck on. That's the problem. It pisses me off. Those will give me and Jack Move a bajillion reasons as to why we shouldn't be excited, but yet we'll see them and we'll see them do this shit the day before, hype it up, saying, hey, yo, guys, I guarantee you Xbox is done tomorrow because of that. I'm like, shut the fuck up, please. Man. Just shut the fuck up. Y'all don't understand. Like, this shit's ridiculous. And these state of plays, again, they've, like you just said, they progressively gotten worse and worse and worse. Now, here's the thing. Again, to go back to the point, if we take PlayStation state of play out of that equation, right, the name, and we put like Paris Games Week, Summer Games Fest, like that in front of this was actually not a bad show in that regard. It was like a 7, 8 out of 10 for a third-party show. But here's the thing: it's PlayStation's name on this. So when you see PlayStation's name on this, you're expecting a lot of crazy shit from PlayStation,
like you guys are saying, like your lists are saying, like you've literally you'll gal for it. How can you make so? This is the thing. He's like, why are you making fun of it? Oh, they're coming to PC. Who cares? You liked about the developer direct. You were downplaying the dev direct, which we know that. So they're comparing it to dev direct. Oh, you were happy about the dev direct. We knew what.
We knew about those games, and this is Xbox-centric thing, and these are Xbox-centric games. These are all Xbox games, dedicated time to Xbox games, and gave you gameplay and explanation of what they were. Yes,
and
that's
release
fine.
dates, and a release date for every single thing, and they gave you a shadow drop.
What the fuck did Sony do that was new here? They gave you an announcement trailer for Saros. No release date, no gameplay.
But on that point, that why are you so excited about Developer Direct? Well, I'm sorry. But you're mixing the two up. Didn't Xbox have an Xbox Showcase last year? Didn't they show you all these games? We've seen Perfect Dark. We've seen State of Decay. And you're talking about a CGI trailer. They gave you Gears of War. They just backed you, matches your Saros, which the sequel or the prequel, which you didn't even buy. So you're sitting here equating the two. Xbox did its thing. Xbox showed the roadmap, the thing that you tried to downplay. You've seen more of Clockwork. You've seen more South of Midnight. And now you're seeing the gameplay trailers, and you're seeing them release, and you've got release dates. So now you're equating the two, and then you say, "Oh, but the Developer Direct only had 4 games, and you're so happy about it." Yeah, because Xbox showed off a showcase event with everything. Then they showed off the 4 games, which we know what Dev Direct is, because they managed our expectations. Then they exceeded them by showing gameplay, going the release dates, and then giving us a shadow drop. Like,
I've seen dudes in the chat saying the direct was trash and all that. I'm like, okay, if direct is, if you're saying that PS state of play is better than that direct, I mean, what the fuck? You're like, oh, all those games are all those Xbox games are multiplat. So were all the PlayStation games that were shown. They were multiplat.
All of them are multiplat. You're talking about Lost Solar Side.
All of them are multiplat.
Was it known that Lost Solar Side would be a day-and-date PC release?
No, it was not.
And it's published by PlayStation? What are we doing, bruv? Like, it's a PlayStation published game, day and date on PC. And you've been barking and begging for Lost Solar Side. And I understand why, because it looks really good. And after all that waiting, all that begging, all that, where's Lost Solar Side? It comes out PC day 1. I get to play the definitive experience. Yeah, I even put it on my wish list. Safe. And then you're sitting there like, And the funny part about the state of mid, and the reason we call it state of mid is because it's a PlayStation showcase, and you've got compound interest, bruv. You've got compound interest from the successive shit shows you've had from PlayStation for year after year after year. You've seen your MBG's tears. We've seen DCG has been crying so much that in the successive videos he's got different teeth now. You freaking cry. You want to compare this to DD, Developer Direct, after Xbox has freaking done its bit with the Xbox showcase of the previous year? Shut up. Who are you to and then you could cry about it, and now you're saying media bias. How dare you? There's a disconnect between what the social media says and everything. Look at the hardware, and then instantly after the fat fail, you were there talking about hardware sales, because a few hours later it was like, oh, sales, they ain't like us. That's what Jada said. They ain't like us. No, yeah, we're not like you. You're sitting there absolutely deep throating the sales figures after you got absolutely murked on a PlayStation showcase state of play. Shout
out to J Dust, my boy, but J Dust need to sit down.
But,
like, he need to sit down. Talking about they're hyping up Forza.
He's become
J Dub. Stop it, bro. This ain't, because I'm telling you right now, I'm waiting for one particular game to get announced. And if it does, I'm not even gonna say what it is live on here. But you guys kind of already know what game I'm talking about. But if I see that one game and it says going to PlayStation, I see you hype it up. I got a response for you. That's what I'm saying.
I know what you want.
I better not see it. I better not see it, bro.
But so that's the point. So people are like, the polls are wrong. You guys were wrong. No, but you being wrong is fine. The polls of people are just saying that this was shit show was wrong. All the content creators, their reactions were wrong, and you're right. You're happy with it. If you're happy with it, that's fine. You can be happy with if you're happy with a third party showcase. And you're saying that, remember, your Portorox are saying that, your King Thrash is so defensive. He pulled out a receipt, didn't even make any sense. He was so angry. He's like, this you? When they showed you a Days Gone remaster, and I lost it. It was hilarious. And then he pulled out a receipt, he goes, this you? And he pulls out a receipt of me saying, COD, the best COD is Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, God.
What are we doing? What is that got to do with these two things? Don't correlate, bro.
I look at it like this, because right now all I'm seeing is what people's standards are. Yes. So if we're talking about this state of play, right, and this is a standard where we're okay with this, and this is the future, and we're okay with that, then I don't want to hear shit from an Xbox standpoint at all. If Xbox does something similar, because apparently that's good. I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear a damn thing. If that's cool, please don't.
Bro, so if you guys are happy and you said it's a great showcase of it, and this is what it is, then how on earth are you downplaying Developer Direct? Because third party. In fact, it was so okay. Your argument, and this is the PlayStation guys, crumbles so bad when Xbox can literally tweet out that almost in the entirety of the state of play in the order that the games were shown off. And they did it in tweet form. It was, oh shit, there goes Scott. I'm here. Oh, yeah, okay. And it was in tweet form, and in the order that they were released, bruv. That Xbox, the third party freaking company, they can do that. What does that say? And you think it was a good show? Then you've lost your arguments, bro. But now you've dug a hole for yourself. You've committed yourself to this point. So now, if Xbox will always have timed or day and date releases now on PlayStation. You've lost your ammo. You literally just sat there in the console wars. You just murked yourself. So that's the thing. So this is what PlayStation guys don't realize, and they're very, very insecure about the whole thing. If you're going to be honest about it. But the hilarious part, and I want to talk to you about. We'll talk about the specific games that we thought that were good as well. Actually, I want to talk about Icon Era, but we'll talk about in a bit. Let's talk about what Sony showed off that was good. So let's talk about the Saros. Saros is so immediately after. Actually, I need to be able to I should pull out the reactions. It was really good. Me and Colt were watching this live, and we were watching it. And I saw the bullets come out, and instantly you're like, "Is that Returnal?"
Returnal.
It's very distinctive. Yeah, the spiral. I'm like, "Is that Returnal?" Yeah. And it was Spiritual essentially is a successor to Returnal, and you've got Raul Coley. Coley is his? I think it's Coley. Is his last name is he's the main protagonist. It's really cool. It actually looked really cool. Thematically, it looked really good, and just I'm really excited. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's CGI." I'm like, okay, but I don't think you should always.
I mean, this is how smart. They're not. I don't think they're capable of making a bad-looking game at this point. They proved that with how cinematic, how amazing Returnal was. They
didn't even have to be cinematic. It just, I thought it looked really good, and I thought, but it's not even just about the looks. It's about the feel of the game, and the feel of Returnal was really good. The vibe of it was amazing, and the CGI trailer sold me on what the vision is going to be. So a lot of people are very dismissive. The same thing with Marathon. Marathons, a lot of people do. I make fun of CGI when it counts. Well, you have to supplement that with some gameplay for the entirety of the show. If you're just relying on CGI, that's not good. That's not good. And that's what PlayStation did to a certain degree, but we'll talk about the other games in a bit. But I was okay with it. It got me hyped. The same way Marathon, Marathon didn't get me that. Well, Marathon's CGI is incredible. I love just the art style. Looks so good. To the point where they showed another game on the State of Play, and we all thought it was a Marathon. Dustin and Gary also shared a reaction of ours when we thought it was, and I was really disappointed. I'm like, what is that? Because it looked a bit like Marathon, but it looked a lot more clunky, and I'm like, shit, man. They didn't do the CGI justice, but luckily it was a different game, which is fine. Metal Eden, thank you, John. I just spat everywhere. Metal Eden, but yeah. So
did you like what's that game called? Mind's Eye?
Mind's Eye.
Mind Eye or something like that.
Oh, the with the vehicles or the cars?
Yeah. That game.
I don't know. I'm not sold on that. I'm not gonna lie. As in, it's one of those where it could be good, but it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like I feel like I've seen this kind of game before and it hasn't worked out. You know, one of those kind of things. It's just like something about it is. It looks like, you know, visually and all of that. I need to see a little bit more of it. It could be one that could be really good, or it could just be a bit of a mid one. But you know, Saros looks really good, and it's coming out 2026. So that's a big one. So you know, PlayStation's got a good game to look forward to. If you assume Wolverine is coming out next year, which I am assuming, that's great.
I would hope, right? I would hope that it's next year, because it depends on how far they went back to do this, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna just rework some scenes. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a lot.
I think Wolverine's definitely coming out next year. They can't delay that further beyond 2026. I'll be very surprised.
I don't even know what the budget was. Do you remember what the budget for Wolverine was? I don't think they said. I'm pretty sure it was pretty high for the way these scenes were coming together. I'm pretty sure it was up there.
Wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. I love that. I love I'm not a massive Marvel guy, but X-Men is I really like, and some of the stuff I'm hearing about. Well, based on the Reddit leaks, that it was based on the Hickman universe. I don't know if Insomniac and Marvel have the balls to tackle the Hickman universe, which is I've talked about this multiple times. A lot of people are like, what the fuck, you keep talking about it. But the Hickman universe is incredible. It just transforms and elevates X-Men's lore to a degree that you very rarely see in a lot of sci-fi. So that Jonathan Hickman is an incredible writer. So if it's based on that,
yeah.
But it's a Wolverine story.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna do like, I don't know, because we don't know yet. You know, we haven't gotten to the X-Men reveal yet, but I'm wondering if the payoff for those games is leading to Dark Phoenix. You think so? Maybe they'll do something their own take on Dark Phoenix. Because I'm thinking that might be it. Who knows though? We'll see.
I thought it was mentioned in the leaks about Dark Phoenix there. But don't quote me on that.
I just know that she was in the game. They showed her in the game. They showed her playable in the game. And then the leaks, like, you know, somebody else playing guys are moving around.
Something like that.
Yeah, kind of like very similar to how they're doing Spider-Man with Mary Jane. There was like a Jean Grey section in Wolverine that they were showing off as well, like playing around.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Like I saw a bunch of this. It was crazy. It was like this one thing where like it wasn't finished, but like he had like a post or something in his chest. He was being dragged by a car. It was a lot of crazy shit they were doing with Wolverine, and so they're being very creative about it.
I think that one of the things. Well, that's the question. How creative are they going to be with Wolverine? Because some of the leak stuff, I know it's leak, I know it's very early footage and all of that, but when you see the foundation of it, it's just like, all right, this is Spider-Man, but with Wolverine and claws and, you know, kind of that traversal kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm not massively, like, not every game has to be open world. I'd like a more linear but focused storytelling in a game. And And I don't know if Spider-Man 2 is not the one for me. I've looked at it, I've seen the story, and you're not going to goad me into playing that. I didn't even like 2018. I thought, it was okay. You
didn't like Spider-Man 2018? I'm shocked. You didn't like 2018.
I tried to I completed it, and I just like.
What you didn't like? You were just bored with it, or you?
The story the story didn't get me that much. The stealth sections are so terrible. I just like the Mary Jane sections.
I'll give it up to Mary Jane. Yeah, the Mary Jane sections were annoying in that. They made her a little OP in Spider-Man 2, where her sections now she has like a gun, she has hand-to-hand combat. They try to spruce it up there. There is one scene with her which I kind of wish there was more of. In particular, playing as her is where you're running away from Peter.
Okay.
I don't know if you got there. I don't know if you got there or not.
No, Spider-Man 2? No, I haven't even touched that game.
Oh, you gotta go play it just for that scene. I think you'll. Well, yeah.
I don't know, man.
And honestly, Craven, Craven was one of the biggest highlights from that game, aside from Venom, and just a symbiote. But yeah, it was it was a big improvement over the first one. But I think you might like that one a lot more because it's a lot more higher stakes than Spider-Man 2.
Is it? I don't know. I've just seen some of the shit in the story, and Mary Jane is basically saving Peter Parker, and I see like the character designs, I see some of the voice lines, and I'm just like, this is not really getting me. And I really didn't like. As in, it was okay. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was okay. This is overrated. How's this an 89 or whatever meta when Ghost of Tsushima sitting at an 83? They should be swapped around, but it is what it is. I mean, Wolverine, I hope, doesn't fall onto same kind of generic Marvel shit, not intriguing story, but I'll definitely be intrigued to play Wolverine. I'm more excited about that. But you got Saros, that got shown off. Then you got a couple of games. Lost Solar Side. Lost Solar Side looks amazing, and kind of speaks to the quality of Chinese development studios, man. They're really making some memes right now.
You didn't like Blade, did you? You like Blade?
Blade?
Yeah, Blade. The character Blade.
I love Blade.
Oh well, you got that to look forward to when that eventually drops.
Blade is different. Blade is not your typical Marvel character. Blade is freaking Blade. Although Blade was good until Blade Trinity, because
I'm gonna say we don't acknowledge that.
Bro, I still remember that Duracell. It's just like, oh my god, that was so bad. It was so bad. Blade 2 is just like the club scene is still amazing. It's so good. And then Blade Trinity was. I was so
both of them were, to be honest. But
Blade
the first one,
is
iconic as hell. Yeah, the iconic one is the first one. That beat. Oh my god, that's one of the dopest intros to a fucking movie I've ever seen. Still to this day.
Yeah. Blade is amazing.
And the Reapers were cool.
With the mouth
thing. Yeah, the little leech stings. That could have been a cool thing.
I really liked the scene. I think was it Blade Trinity? There was one where the chick, he's holding her, and then she disappears like into ash.
That's Blade 2.
That's Blade 2. Okay, that's Blade 2.
Yeah, because that's what the Reapers.
That hit me in the feels. Oh yeah, she was turning into that. Yeah, I think she got murked or something. So
she got bit by her brother, who was the leader who was the starter of the whole Reaper thing. He was like it
was a bit of a sad man. I was like, no,
creature. Yeah.
She crumbles away, looking at a beautiful sunset in your heart. It's really like it's quite funny. I love the artistic license they take in it, because when the other vampires see the sunlight, they're like, and they just die violently, scream.
They did it that was weird, because they established that in the first movie. Remember how they just say if you're pure blood, the sun is more like convulsive to you, because you're it's pure vampire blood. It's still a migrant. Because remember that one guy, he exploded in Blade 1, and this one she just turns to ash, which is weird.
Artistic license. Really weird. Because you can't have I want to see the sunlight. Allahu Akbar.
That's so weird. Well, I agree. Like
that would be weird. It's like, that's not very romantic. But yeah, look, that what are we talking about? Blade. So yeah, no, I do love Blade, and it's gonna be a multiplat. I'm sure now. But I'll take the L on that. But that's a good property that I'm really excited on. So Wolverine, I'm looking forward to, and Blade definitely.
I just hope they don't fuck it up. That's all I hope. I just hope they don't fuck it up. Don't fuck up. Don't fuck up Blade.
Some of the stuff I'm seeing though is a bit weird.
He's in London. He's in London or something like that.
Paris,
that's what they said.
And I think it was in Paris, and there's somewhere else, and I'm just like, and these guys talking about it bare fruity, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll do it. But it's Blade. They have to get it right. I liked the trailer initially. But
hey, Erica, you leave gas alone because a little birdie told me you didn't find all the covenants in Dark Souls 2, and you're supposed to be the Souls Queen. Yeah, I'm looking at you different.
Erica likes to be the Gears Queen. She doesn't even know who Dom is. I don't know. I can't take Erica seriously. I haven't beat Elden Ring yet because I'm on PC now, so I have to start again, Erica. I have to start again.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about Erica? Erica would be like, oh no, it's Alex. Oh no, it's Alex. Like, I can't wait for all these ponies to get on Gears or Halo, excuse me, and fight us in Halo. I'm like, Alex, I got a screenshot of me bodying you and your entire team in Halo. Let's not do this. Let's not do this.
Alex y'all not terrible at Halo. Alex is terrible.
Yeah, he always says some shit about Halo. Like, dog, you said you're not that good at the damn game. And you got Erica like, oh yeah, we want that smoking gear. So I'm like, Erica, you don't want no smoking gear. Stop playing with me.
I haven't played Gears in a way. I'm sure Erica will destroy me on Gears. I haven't played Gears.
Erica is light work. She is a shell of herself. I said it live in front of everybody.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I said it, Erica. I want all the smoke. I said it.
Oh man. But yeah, so that's Saros and a bit of Wolverine chat. But then we
so you're hyped. Just to go back on you're hyped for it, obviously, like me.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you enjoy Returnal?
I loved it. I'm gonna play it again. Well, let me finish my other games, but I want to buy it again and play the additional content. PC, of course. Because that's the definitive edition of the game. And the Housemarque are honestly, to me, one of the best studios out there. I've platinumed what was the Resogun? That was one of the best PS.
That's when it started all in terms of the style with the crazy shots
with
and all that. And
yeah.
They started that. And the thing about that too, like I remember I gave that game so much shit. Not Resogun, but Returnal. I gave it a lot of shit because I was like, I didn't know what to expect. I'm just seeing all this stuff, and then I finally decided to play it, and it was cool. Because in the midst, I asked my friend, who's a friend of mine now, his name is Rudy. He was the lead audio engineer for the game. I interviewed him.
Oh wow! Okay.
And yeah, he's on the channel, and that was funny because when I asked him for the interview, I started seeing in my chat, and it was hilarious. And Erica was there in my chat when she saw it. She saw a bunch of SMQ or something like that, or SMQE or something like that in my chat. Like people had that by their names, and it was Housemarque in the chat. And I was like, holy shit, they were watching this play. So
that
really?
Was funny. That's amazing, man.
We were streaming. So yeah, shout out to Housemarque. Housemarque made a believer out of me, and it surprised me how much of a believer they made me.
They're very talented. Like I remember PS4 launch wasn't exactly the best. Battlefield 4 wasn't working. This is where I thought I was going to stay on PS4, and I lasted a week. But Resogun, I really thoroughly enjoyed. It was a really like 2.5D kind of like. It was just really good. It was just really I loved it. And Returnal was really good.
Mad. Okay. So the last time we got anything Returnal related, I think was it a comic, Erica? They announced before we got Saros. Yeah, it was a comic. So yeah. I'm wondering if this is like, obviously this is a new IP, but I'm wondering if it is tied in a sense to Returnal, where it's like a different dimension type of thing. Maybe. I'm wondering how they're gonna do this. Who knows? I feel like they're trying to build a universe that's kind of, conjoined. You never know. I'm very curious.
It could be because of how closely linked with the, the kind of the projectile bullets were in that game. So I think a lot of people, but they could do a whole different thing. Rahul Kohli, I think Rahul Kohli was really good. Yeah, he's really good. It was really nice to actually. It's quite sweet to see Alana Pierce's reaction. You could see she was getting really teary-eyed. You didn't like the sexy death scene? What the hell are you talking about, 1-8 Dragon? Thank you for the $2 super chat. Which sexy death scene?
Dragon.
What are we talking about? Big Cloud, Xbox consoles ain't going away, right?
He's talking about all of them.
Face asks you a question because Xbox consoles ain't going away, right?
Dude, that dude has been super. So he started off early in the morning at 10 in the morning or whatever with the KSI. I told you earlier. This man damn near donated like $70 to Santi just to like ask me these crazy questions. But as far as Xbox consoles, do I think Xbox consoles as a whole are going away? With the fact that Microsoft is selling you an ecosystem and console gaming still has this, its place out here, and not everybody's gonna go to PC in general, and people want to buy the console regardless. No, I don't think they're gonna go away. anytime. I do believe there's going to. I'll quote what Kate Yeager told. What me and Kate Yeager talked about a long time ago when we had her on. Kate Yeager would say that, you know, like, and I agree with her every day, like, about this, like, consoles will always have a purpose, whether or not it's a PlayStation or it's an Xbox. So they're selling you their respected, you know, ecosystem. So, you know, they'll have it like kind of like, you know, in a weird way, act like a Steam machine in a sense, right? You're a cheap entry level, you know, box you can get in there as opposed to going to buy a PC, and those are going to be for everybody. That's
it depends on how they'll do it. If they, you know, a lot of speculation, because Xbox's, you know, hardware sales aren't exactly that great. But how do they reconcile?
But there's a caveat, though. I think we can agree. There is like I would say 50-50, but there's kind of like a 60-40% at this point with the way things are going with those hardware sales, like you just mentioned. They could very well just put it only on PlayStation and not even bother, but I doubt it though. Because the way they've been talking about strictly their ecosystem, right? I don't think they're gonna do it because that's the whole thing. It's Xbox being there as with multiple caveats: console, the portals, or the portable devices and phones and PC. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna remove a pillar. I think they're gonna be resist.
I think there will be either through third parties or whatnot. But Mazertech says the next Xbox won't be cheap, and I think he's correct there, because Xbox can't afford to make any losses on their hardware, which they have. It'll be like $100 per Series X, which is ridiculous. They can't afford to do that. They'll have to price accordingly.
Yeah. Neither side can really do it, but then again, though, I'm not sure how the whole tariff situation. I remember IGN talked about that the whole tariffs are going to affect consoles, because they talked about that affecting
the what?
GPUs, the tariffs, like they're
the
going to be
tariffs. Yeah. They'll just increase the prices.
So I'm curious to see how that's going to go into it too, but
it'll just make it even more expensive. But I think, you know, that's still going to happen. I think they'll still.
So what are you thinking? $700 base price for consoles?
Maybe even higher now, with a Pro selling more than. Well, think about it. The Pro sold so much, as we said it would, and it's you know, it's selling really well. Exceeded it. Well, I don't know if it's just the Pro, but I assume the Pro helped a lot. And exceeded expectations of the hardware sales. Gamers are, you know, I think they've proven that they will pay a hefty fee. It didn't work out particularly for the PS3, but that was a very different gen. So I don't know. I really am intrigued to see what Xbox are planning to do with their hardware. I'm not saying that they're going to walk away, but they have some serious questions to ask about how they keep the value proposition of this thing. You know, when the forsaken exclusivity, for instance, when something like Halo comes to PlayStation, is going to send shockwaves to the mass market. It's like, we know it's coming, but what about, you know, everyone else? And you know, any Tom, Dick, and Harry out there is going to be like, what, Halo? Bloody Halo's coming to freaking PlayStation. Fuck it. I don't know why I'm doing that accent, but yeah, that's what a lot of people will do. So then they have something to balance. So this is where people are suggesting that if any chance for Xbox to be relevant, they need to change things up a bit. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking in the chat. Erica said Paris Day, but he showed up.
What did she say?
He said pay up for the next Xbox. He said that. That's funny.
Shout out
Paris everywhere. What's up, Paris? But I agree. Like the pricing is very, very interesting. So how it's gonna go.
What it's gonna be is gonna be interesting, because I really think they need to open the shit up and take some major risks. And Phil Spencer says they're gonna have to think something like on the hardware front. That I think, and a lot of people are already holding into that. If it's just a Series X2, then it's just gonna get murked in sales. I don't think it's gonna make any dent whatsoever. But that's Microsoft's problem. Any other games? So there was so I say any other games. There were some really good games that we immediately, you know, when you're like, me and Colt were watching the show, the State of Play, and we were like, is this exclusive? And it's a horrible name. It's called Tides of Annihilation. And it's not. It's actually coming to PlayStation, Xbox as well, and PC. Tides of Annihilation just looked really. Oh, this is on the
a lot of these games look really, really good. They look great. Like, it's, you know, gaming. I would say we're eating pretty good game wise. There's a lot of stuff to choose from, so they all look great. There's no complaints.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to reduce this.
Yeah, that one took me off by surprise a little bit. I was like, okay, that looks very interesting.
Yeah, no, you know what's really interesting about this game is the fact that ass. Sorry. What's you know when it's West Eastern
Boy about to put that to shame, boy. With the mods, the mods about to go crazy.
PC community coming in.
Everybody coming clutch with the mods, boy. I'm telling you.
You can imagine all this sorts of shit as if it needed it anyway. But
this about to go crazy.
Yeah, they want to go mad. But this looks incredible, man. Like Chinese. I think this is a Chinese outfit as well. It's just it's so. I don't even know if that's still in-game engine. I feel like it's a bit CGI or whatnot, but it just looks so freaking good. And it's amazing that since Ninja Gaiden, look at this, man. Look at the scale of it, man. Like. This is like big AAA stuff, and now you got Chinese devs coming out of nowhere and delivering this kind of shit. It's so good, man. And what
cinematography looks good. I'm loving it.
Cinematography looks good. The voice acting may be a little bit suspect in English, but Chinese dubs may be the best ones. But it just the character designs are so wicked, man. It's just like, yo, what the hell? Look at the visual fidelity of this, man. And what I love about it is the fact that we were getting, and Erica's gonna hate this, but we were getting so much Soulsborne stuff, that kind of formula. And what we hopefully might see, and potentially, is a lot of hack and slash stuff, because hack and slash is also
they're coming back. They're actually coming back in a sense. It feels like with the Ninja Gaiden Shinobi was confirmed to come back. The new Shinobi, I think they said, Way of the Sword. Is that what they said? Is that the name of it? Shinobi Way of the Sword, the new one, or something like that.
I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know what the
but that one that's a new game. That's a new game that's coming back. So or again the sequel. Excuse me. So you got that, and then you got Ninja Gaiden 4. Which is made by the guys who did Platinum Game. Yeah, Platinum Games.
And working with Team Ninja's cool collaboration.
So you have a lot of options. Yeah, you got a lot of cool options. That's just great.
But they'll send a signal if Ninja Gaiden does sell well, and then Tides of Annihilation sells well.
Yep.
You could see a lot more of these hack and slash games, because they're coming from Eastern devs who will have a lot more of a favorite. It doesn't not everything has to be Soulsborne, which I really like. Mix it up.
And the thing is, we like it. See, me, you, and Erica, we like those Souls games. But I'm glad you're seeing a lot of teams take notes and try this type of style. It's a style that's rewarding. Like, it's fun. It's really, really fun. You can do a lot with that Souls style. Not necessarily, you can do a lot with it. It's a lot more fun. But yeah, I like that a lot, because it's just simple. But I do feel like, this has been the generation that have Souls type of games.
Yeah, really. A lot.
Wukong Black Myth, you can't even deny it at this point. Liza P just got DLC announced at the PlayStation State of Play too, which also looks good. I mean,
Liza P's DLC looked really good as well.
Yeah, it's great content. I'm loving it. If only we got Bloodborne, Erica. If only we got Bloodborne to end this shit, it would have been perfect. I'm just saying, it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Phantom Blade Zero. Yep, that's another one.
Yeah, Phantom. Yeah, thank you.
Phantom Blade Zero.
Phantom Blade Zero Cygnus. Yeah, that's a really good one. Marsh says Phantom Blade will probably be the best game whenever it drops. It could be. Phantom Blade Zero is really looking, and that's a Chinese dev as well, Korean dev. I think that is as well. Who's developing Phantom Blade? I think it's a Chinese dev.
It's what's those guys know? Phantom Blade is made by
it's Chinese as well. Let's see. You see what
S Game. That's who's making them. S Game. That's right.
S Game. Yeah, so that's definitely Chinese. I thought it was Korean, but potentially. But that's interesting. This game was really good that maybe a lot of people don't know, recall. It's Erica, don't watch it because you might throw up. It's in first person. So it's The Midnight Walk, and this game's art style is incredible, man. Like, just look at it. Just looks amazing. You're just like, how are they creating that in 3D like that? And it looks so good. The visuals look incredible. Like, this is just a game that just art, it just screams art, and visually, like raw visual aesthetic is amazing, and just like we're getting this kind of visual fidelity finally, and in all kinds of games it's really nice to see. So yeah, this is one that may not be on everyone's radar, but it does does look really good. Look at the
Yeah,
design.
it's an option. You know what I'm saying? You have options, and that's
good.
cool.
So this is what I'm saying. Going back to your point, it was state of play as a PlayStation show.
As a third party show, minus the PlayStation. If you take PlayStation, State of Play out the title, and we just put like a
It's
summer
decent,
game,
yeah.
it was great. It was a great show. But when you put PlayStation, because somebody asked me, so your issue is only third party games? Pretty much. I mean, we're 5 years into this generation, and me and Gaz patiently been waiting for like that next killer app. You know what I mean? And we get Saros, and Saros looks cool, but we didn't get gameplay for Saros. They said that's going to be later this year, and there wasn't really no other updates. And keep in mind, they have other studios that we still have yet to hear anything from them.
Yeah,
still to this day, it's kind of sad.
This is why I'm so the whole point about the state of play, and this is, albeit a temporary problem, which we all make fun of, PlayStation 4, because the PlayStation guys do it to themselves. They're a victim of their own narrative. So you can't on the one hand talk about being so first party. Like Nick Marseille was literally drawing up a picture of like a squiggly horse and saying this is what the PS5 gen is on the latter half, and then he sees one CGI trailer from Housemarque, and you've like, oh yeah, and now you're fighting that corner. It's just disingenuous to me. It means that you were in your feels before, and now you feel like you need to rally behind PlayStation because you don't want to take any more L's. And I just feel like that's the reality of it. If
Most of was relentless for one tweet too, though. He was like, "So we hype for CGI trailers now?" I was like, "I guess so. I guess so."
If I was a prick, I would say, "Oh, CGI only. That's it." But I said, "Look, it's great." How often do PlayStation guys do that? Very rarely. So it is what it is. Like you can't build a narrative and then cry like a victim when they don't show what they're supposed to, and that's the problem. That's the PlayStation issue. But now that you've all said it, now you put yourself out there. You've said it's a great show. Third Party's great show. King Thrash, Portal Rock, Nick Marseille, all of these guys said it's a great show on third party stuff. You just made it easy for Xbox guys. Anytime the Xbox showcase shows off, you're like, hold on a minute. You said it was great, right? So what's your scoring? So every Xbox show should be good. And you can't downplay the third-partiness of it because you've got third-party PlayStation published games coming day and day on PC. Brand new ones.
Yeah, the crash out for this will always be used at this point. Like every time you hear someone say like, "Oh, Xbox did a terrible show because of third party," everybody's going to remember this crash out. Like, "Oh, dude said, I love the show. How can you say this?" I'm like,
"You died on the state of play hill.
You died on the
state of play hill. Yeah, you died on that hill. You're feeding us, and then you will go after the media, and then you're like,
not even that though. Not even that though, bro. The whole exclusive argument. Remember the whole exclusive argument? Exclusives are my reason to buy into the ecosystem.
Well, yeah.
Were there any exclusives at this show?
Console exclusives. Well, actually, Saros. Saros is the only one.
Well, we don't know. That's still undecided yet, but yeah.
The gap will get shorter. There'll be pressure on. Look, Saros, they said, is a PS5 and PS5 Pro enhanced. That's all they mentioned purposely. So we're all expecting it to be just a timed exclusive.
We'll see. Exclusive. Yeah. Well, yeah, true.
It will come out to play PC later on.
I'm very curious how long though.
You know what the crazy part is? Returnal got priced full price and just got murked. Like, why would you price that full price, man? Like,
it's stupid. It's stupid. You got to strike when the iron's hot, when it's day one, to get that type of sell figure out of people. You can't wait like 5 or a year and some change and expect them to pay $4. No, you got to release it.
Back then they were managing expectations. That Jim Ryan was lying about cross-gen, let alone which was a blatant bald-faced lie coming out of Sony. We believe in generations, knowing full well that almost all the titles like Horizon Forbidden West and Spider-Man Miles Morales and all of these games were actually in the works, running on the PS4 is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And Phil Spencer did the exact same thing with the 4 games. And so these execs lie profusely to you to manage expectations. Now, this idea that Sony will relent on the PC strategy, if Sony, let's entertain that notion. Because this is what PlayStation guys are saying right now.
You mean a forum?
Yes, ladies. So this, we have to talk about this, and I talked about it briefly in my last video. PlayStation guys came out and talked about this conspiracy theory about Xbox era, which is and their Discord, that they were plotting to work alongside people like Alex Battaglia and all of them to propagate negative PlayStation news. First of all, Alex Battaglia was just guilty by association by just being a member in that Discord. And then, of course, Xbox Era's guys are some of these guys on Xbox Era's Discord are so hardcore that they hate me. When I shit on the Halo, they hate me. I don't really I'm there now. I wasn't there back then. But if there was a plot to murk PlayStation, how can you not invite me? It's crazy, and that's why it failed. but I'm a bit too extreme even for them. But when they are like that, so they have a very so strong Xbox fan base. They've got Phil Spencer on today, and then that's what they do. And so I saw the tweets. I saw the screenshots of the messages, and they were like, "Oh yeah, they're just, some of the stuff aged poorly." But what was this mad, malicious plan to do it? But the irony is incredible. Bit. This is old news, 6 years old. I've seen this before. You're doing this. The news article, it's a piece, a forum thread from none other than Icon Era, a forum created by ponies, the most hardcore rejects of Resetra. If you've been to Resetra, you know Resetra is pony haven. NeoGaf is the rejects of Resetra, but more right, right wing, and they're crazy. And imagine Icon Era is another offshoot of that. So you've got extreme Resetra, but very softy lefty approach, NeoGaf, which is more right wing based approach, and then freaking Icon Era, which is even more toxic, and it's got the worst kind of people in there. The news being shared by Icon Era, propagated by J-Dub, and then Nick Marseille and all of these guys saying, I know about this conspiracy, and Icon Era is constantly sharing opinion-based bullshit through its founder, who looks like JR, bro. What the hell are we doing? It's insane. This guy with a massive hat, and you should see some of the shit.
The funny thing about that, and I talked about that in my video, because I didn't even know who these fucking guys were, believe it or not. A lot of people were talking about it. I'm like, damn, they built that type of reputation. I haven't been paying attention. I've been focused on other shit. So these guys used to follow me.
Oh, yeah?
A while ago. They used to follow me when I used to do the Contour shit before I left. I was doing Contour Bullshit. They followed me. I was like, And then they stealthily unfollowed. I didn't really give a shit. I was like, I didn't know who they were. Anyway, I come back to the whole situation, and, this whole rumor goes around that Sony is, quote unquote, dialing back their approach to PC. And they said that they're not the state of play when they should just put it up there, but they said they're dialing back their PC strategy because Spider-Man 2 is potentially delayed. And I was like, huh? And so, because Spider-Man 2 was announced literally the day they posted that. So I was like, huh? And so I did a video. I was like, I was like, okay, what is this? Oh, it's a forum. Dude's like, oh yeah, by the way, the reason why I'm saying that this is going to be delayed in terms of their PC strategy, because I was told a few things, and I don't think it's right for me to say it right now, but listen, I know a few. I'm like, really?
that was it. That's what it came out from. Oh my!
I did my video. And you know what's funny? I did my video on that, talked about it. And I noticed some certain names from that forum that were in my chat. Like, oh, you didn't prove him wrong, you asshole. You didn't say he was wrong. You didn't even prove that he. I'm like, asshole. Where did he prove that he was fucking right? Where's his proof?
There's no
and
proof.
they're like, oh, he doesn't have to show proof. The burden of proof doesn't have to fall on him. I'm like, you know what doesn't have to fall upon me? What? This block the fuck out. I was like, cause you're basically defending someone who doesn't have any connections. I want you to understand that in the chat. He has no connections. He is lying out his ass. And then people started sharing me stuff that I didn't even know about. Dude, saying, yo, that dude from Icon Era, who's the founder, is somebody from Reset Era who's known for posting bullshit as it is. I'm like, oh, it makes a lot of sense. And then dude showed me the biggest thing that destroyed all credibility. Do y'all remember that dude, Japan Hates Xbox?
Yeah.
They used him, but they put credible insider. I was like, what? What is this fucking site? What is this site? Tells us Xbox is dead according to a credible insider. Xbox doesn't have this. I'm like, huh?
You can't make it
like,
up.
what the fuck is this forum? Like, yo, this got me the dumbest fucks I've ever seen. And then you look at what Gas posted, says no PC ports announced state of play crime. I'm like, somebody get this motherfucker out. Somebody get this motherfucker out here, please.
There's a clip right
this shit ain't even funny.
This
ain't even funny no more.
This is Japan Hates Xbox. I don't know if you can hear it. He is quite quiet on Recentrum, but basically, sorry, on Twitter. He's outside. I'm working on a video that has to come out, but he's like,
oh shit.
Bro, it is hilarious. This guy, the fact that he exists as a grown man, filming himself outside a 7-Eleven kind of shop in Japan, and is like, yep, Japan hates Xbox. All you Xbox hillbillies. I'm like, oh, who are you calling a hillbilly? Bro, you sound like freaking from the Ozarks. You're talking like that, bro. How are you sitting there with a bottle of moonshine talking about hillbillies, bro? Like,
shit like that gives me old school Tim Dog vibes. It gives me Tim Dog vibes back in the day. Remember when Tim Dog was outside Best Buy and he was seeing who was buying fucking Xbox? I'm like, bro, Tim, just take your ass home, please. Stop.
What was Tim Dog's? That clip was absolutely epic. That's such a classic. He's like,
oh my god.
He was like, what was he saying? He's like, what is he? Oh yeah, we got this NPD lock. Xbox got this NPD lock.
Yeah, people are standing outside for that Xbox. I'm like, Tim.
Yo.
No, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Back it up, please. Back this shit up.
And then you've got literally the founder of Icon Era getting community noted for writing these articles about PC. He said there's no PC ports announced as state of play. Suck it, console guys. It's the freaking founder of Icon Era. And then today, just before I went live, you're not going to believe this, bro. Icon Era's founder created this salty. Bro, how can you make fun of Discord, Xbox Era's so-called planning in their Discord, which is basically them just talking about how shitty it is? Or do we have an answer for all the nibs and all these Fairways and all these guys just talking shit? Basically, we need to come back and like counter all the bullshit that they're spreading. And now you're quote tweeting Icon Era, which is literally the most toxic people designed to do exactly that, shared by none other than J-Dub repeatedly. And now you've got freaking today, just a few minutes before I went live, bro. PC gamers take to Twitter to boast about how much Sony made from them. And it's the same founder who created it. And who's the article? It's Nick Marseille, bro. Like, oh my god. Safe.
This shit, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm telling you, this shit is not healthy behavior. I'm pretty sure some extremist on the Xbox side is gonna make their counter to this cancerous fucking form and call it bot error. I shit you not. This shit is not even. This shit is not even funny. This shit is sick. Like, what is wrong with this motherfucker? And for the record, I showed Gaz this. I found this fucking clown's Twitter. He's on Twitter. For those of you in the chat, he's on fucking Twitter. This guy, the founder. He's on fucking Twitter. We found his Twitter. I was like, yo, it makes fucking sense. He's been stalking everybody. Like,
yeah. Honestly,
dude, he's sick.
He's got the weirdo generic Eric guy who's just sounding like he's about to shoot up a school. Like, Gav, I've got the Star Wars screw. Like that guy. You've got the worst of the worst.
This motherfucker said the mods for Spider-Man 2 is digital vandalism. I have never heard such retarded shit in my life. Here's the funny thing though, Gas. If the PS5 Pro can handle it and Insomniac was charging you that for $5 for that, you know, he would have bought it. He would have bought it. He would have bought the shit. So it's like, how the fuck is that vandalism, you stupid fuck? Like, I'm like, oh my god,
bro, you can't make it up. How is it?
You can't make this shit up.
PlayStation guys, Xbox lost the console war, yet you just completely lost it. You guys lost it.
You lost your fucking mind.
You lost your minds, bro. Like, you're gonna gift us content for freaking time. For time.
Xbox dudes, Gas can attest to it because I've been in the waters with them. We've seen Xbox dudes say some stupid shit or do some stupid shit.
Of course.
PlayStation dudes have topped it. I'm sorry.
They always
Icon
do.
era,
they've
topped this shit. And it's not even funny. Like, bro, what is happening?
But we
got a dumb forum site being made that's putting out bullshit. You got dudes talking about digital vandalism, excusing the fact that mods have been a thing in games since the longest for fucking games, but I guess we're just gonna look past that. It's like, dog, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
Fuzzy Tomato says, and these other people, Gaz argues with Twitter on all day. Fuzzy, you've nailed it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Gaz likes the drama.
I just love the drama. I just love the drama.
He loves the drama. He'll make the craziest shit. I remember the shit he did with J-Dub. He made where it's like a pony in the back. And I was like, I was getting ready. I was this close to town. Like, dog, take that shit.
Fucking PlayStation.
I started laughing because I almost died at work. I'm like, I can't, dog. I can't with him. He always does some crazy shit.
It's free. It's free content. Yeah. It's just like these guys will never change. They keep getting worse, and all the people from the Nick Marseille to Paul Rock to everyone is propagating these people, and you're like, you're doing it, and it's amazing. And then Reforge is there talking about, I'm about to hate. It's so easy content. Like,
I'm getting real sick and tired of seeing him. Like that dude, they call him Jimmy. I mean, James Isaac Neutron. I'm like, dude, I'm getting tired of seeing him. Like he's just always on my timeline. If it ain't him, it's MBG getting caught in 4K, like him saying, like, hey, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to get Game Pass. And everybody clipped him. It's like, you said Game Pass is killing gaming industry. And then you go back and you look at the live stream, dudes were actually threatening to unsubscribe from him.
I just see that.
I'm like, dude, that's crazy that you're at the mercy of your fucking subs like that.
Mad.
When they dictate your decision. That's insane.
Can I get some credit?
I'd be damned if I'm at the mercy of anybody like that over me wanting to try something. Like, no, bro, let's not do that. Let's not do that. That's ridiculous.
This is the thing. These people don't understand. Like at least we can speak to it. We have literally come out and rinsed Xbox. If you can make videos where you're talking about Xbox loses the console war, what's going on? Phil Spencer's bollocks. All my live shows where I've just gunned Phil Spencer, I've gunned Sarah Bond, I've gunned Satya Nadella. What did the PlayStation guys do? They just love it. They're very selective about their outrage. So if it's the one time,
if it's PlayStation, they got a bajillion excuses. If it's Xbox, oh yeah, it makes sense. The writing was on the wall. I mean, you can look at this and that. And I'm like, oh, so you guys got notes for this shit. But when Sony does it, you turn a blind eye. And when they're doing similar shit, gotcha. I'll make sure to not take your fucking opinion serious, especially like on your reviews on shows. I'll make sure who the fuck I'm listening to. That's how I operate. Like it's simple.
But what can you do? Like that's. So the ceiling there is so low for that kind of like discourse that you have to. Like it doesn't get that much further from Icon eras than everyone's like, at least distance yourself, right? No, you don't. So then we all get involved in the muck because that's the base standard, and then we're all culpable and all guilty because now we're swimming in the sewage because this is all the discourse, and a lot of us like the drama and the discourse. So, and then it just it lowers the quality of the discourse, but at the same time, it's funny because it's so ridiculous. Like the Japan Hates Xbox guy is a guy from Arkansas filming himself in Japan, doxing himself. I had to delete the video, even though it's his video, it's still up on his Twitter. I'm like, I'm going to remove this because you idiot. You walked into your flat with very distinctive buildings, and within seconds, people were like, oh, he lives here, he lives here, he lives here. I'm like, oh my God, delete this. This guy's a moron. These guys found him in 2 seconds using Google Lens or some shit. I'm like, it's Japan, nothing's going to happen to him. And here's the video still up, but I'll give him the courtesy he doesn't deserve. And that's one guy. Then you've got Blue Urkel, who says like doxing people and all sorts of shit. He just can't take the joke seriously.
The dude said he owns the Urkel image or some shit like that. Dude,
like everyone gets
lower.
You
own Urkel, you asshole. That's a fucking.
Right, I mean, the fact that we were saying that is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Like, what the fuck am I looking at here? This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like, come on, dudes are sick.
Because you can't handle the beef, so you have to do that. And you're old, man. Like, what the frick is going on? Then you got a doctor doxing his patients live. It's crazy.
Oh, that dude,
he's
bro,
back.
That
PlayStation
dude
Vortex.
He came back.
Bro,
what did he say? What did he say? He said that wasn't extremism. He said that was console passion.
It's bloody console passion.
The fuck is that supposed to mean? The fuck you mean that's console passion? You're doxing a patient's information for a console war.
Bro, this is what I'm saying.
That's like, ridiculous. Like, wow, I can't. I can't.
Oh man, it's you gotta laugh at it, but I do spend I waste.
Dr. Pony
time.
is wild. That's crazy to say. He called him Dr. Pony.
Oh man,
that's funny.
You gotta love the bullshit. But that's Icon era. The guys who were at the front run of trying to expose Xbox era. The divide between the two is not even like I'm not sucking up to Xbox era. You know me. I'll say whatever I want. I'm just a pariah even on Xbox era. But you know those guys are not comparable. They're so much more professional. The Xbox era.
They got their own circle. You know. You already know they got their own little circle.
No, Xbox hardcore Xbox circles, and they're very like, but they're not malicious. And that's what I've seen. They're very soft and really like the victim side of it, and that's why when I gun or critique Xbox, that I get turfed up pretty quickly out of there. Not turfed out. I just like I see the defensiveness. I'm like, shut up, and I'm the only one there, just like doing it. Or maybe some couple of people might defend me. I'm not having to go at this Xbox era. It's just the way I am. I just don't want to tolerate excuses on behalf of like that's Xbox. But yeah, it's amazing. Before we go, we have to talk about Fairgames. Apparently, Fairgames got delayed. It's been delayed.
Delayed and like a screenshot or something like that. People or some kind of art was shown for it.
Lords of Gaming did it, and it's been spreading around now. If it does get delayed, will you care?
No.
I don't think most people do. I think Fairgames is going to be big.
I don't even remember what the fuck that shit was about. I was getting like, do you play Payday, right?
Briefly. It's not my kind of.
I was getting Payday vibes mixed with that game that came out, the final.
Finals was really good.
The finals
because of the money thing. Yeah,
I was getting that kind of vibe from it. It could be good. I just don't.
I like the finals.
After Concord, I don't trust anything after Concord. I gotta see it for my own eyes, if that makes sense, and I think that's fair.
I think fair. That is fair, pun intended. After a lot of people are thinking that this is going to be another Concord, and it does look like it's got Jade Raymond's name on it. But I will say this about Fairgames: like you can't. We haven't seen the gameplay, and obviously it's a very saturated market. If somehow the developers can nail the core gameplay mechanics to make them fun, no matter fun. Even if it looks generic in its design, it could potentially make a splash. It's why I'm not writing out Marathon, man. I know the development is spotty. I know like Jason Schreier and all of these guys are saying that it's it's had development hell and it's not really that good. And some of the playtest stuff, it doesn't seem positive based on the silence of it and some of the cryptic way some people reacted. And we got some supposed insiders saying it was actually pretty shit, but that was 2 years ago.
Was Marathon supposed to be similar to Destiny? I remember there was like robots, right? It was like customizable Android robots. You're fighting.
So it changed. It was an extraction shooter, still is, and apparently now it's a hero shooter, which is like what? So I don't know what's true.
No, I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know.
Again, take that with a pinch of salt. It's like rumor mill, Schreier stuff, but apparently it's changed, and that kind of change of tact is. Marathon is such a we talked about this so many times, but Marathon is such a big classic name. It could have been the next Halo. What? Wasn't
Concord a hero shooter?
Yeah, Concord is a hero shooter.
Oh,
yeah, that kind of shooter, like the Overwatch-ish kind of. You got lower heroes. It'd be such a shame if Marathon, console warring aside, of course I'll take the piss out of the ponies, but I really do want Marathon to be good. We really need a multiplayer game that's taken seriously, and I just don't think Bungie's there yet. But I'm holding out hope, because if the smart play would have been like, you could build the next Halo. You're Bungie, and you used Marathon. Marathon's like, it was just, if you've ever played or seen the old Marathon games, though, this explorer puzzle kind of games that really had this mood and aesthetic that was really cool, kind of otherworldly stuff. And then Marathon, just by them using the name, I put respect on it because it was Bungie, or the old one. But this Odyssey, I'm against it. I do want Marathon to be good. I'm not going to say it's going to be shit. I think if one game you're going to say, Gaz, which one of these games is going to most likely fail, I would say Fairgames. Marathon, I think Marathon could be really good. Could be a breakout success, or enough of a success to keep Bungie going in its current guise, albeit they're in short half-life.
So somebody said in the chat, do you think this is in the pipeline after Conquer? Or do you think this is a free-to-play thing they'll go for Fair Games?
Good point. I'm not sure.
There are ways to make the money back, obviously, but I think making a fun game is one thing. Giving people like you know what I mean?
Yeah, my battery's
quick entry into it, that's another as well. So I don't know. That's interesting.
What do you think? Do you let me just get my battery? But what do you think about Fair Games and Marathon succeeding?
Marathon has a good chance of doing it. It is weird that he did say it's a hero shooter though. That definitely makes me a little worried because we just got a big hero shooter from Sony, and that hero shooter was Concord, and that ultimately that went bye-bye. And in the midst of that going bye-bye, that led to other studios going bye-bye as well. So there's an if and but when it comes to that game in terms of being a hero shooter. Again, it's up in the air. It's really up in the air. They could definitely make it work, but there's a good chance they might not make it work because of that. But you gotta because hero shooter. When you go with hero shooter, you're going for that Overwatch vibe. They really critique the hell out of the gameplay. That gameplay really has to hit. So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of pressure on that gameplay if you're going for that. But I don't know. It's up in the air for that. As far as Fair Games is concerned. I remember again. I was confused as hell what exactly they were going for. So that one has more
like every other game
value. Yeah, that has that shock value thing of surprising you if it's actually done right. So we'll know when we get it. But
I think Sony will eventually get it. I think hopefully Sony's been listening to some of the discourse because right now they've been chucking shit on loads of things, but fan bases have been saying that they want SOCOM, have been saying that they want a bit of a kill zone back.
Resistance, and they said no to Resistance recently.
Sony said no. So Insomniac, despite all the heavy working and heavy lifting they've done for Sony and PlayStation this entire gen, they approached Sony for Resistance 4, and Sony said no, which is insane to me. That your Class A studio, obviously, on paper that doesn't look great at all. You're literally rejecting your number one studio that's keeping you going, really giving you that. It's your
lifeblood. It's your lifeblood of the console right now. That's it.
They were carrying PlayStation on their back, and but perhaps, they're scared after the Concord failure. But we know they've cancelled 10 games.
So do you think that's it? Do you think it's just they want to get stabilized? Why, stabilize wise from the negative debt that they took from it?
Maybe it sounds like that kind of stuff. But we don't know the full story, or it could just be a case of the game itself didn't look that, or the pitch for the game wasn't that appealing. Resistance never really did sell big numbers. It was a fan favorite for a while, but it never did big numbers. And Sony, obviously, having shut down multiple studios.
The biggest opportunity now, though, because of day-and-day PC release, especially with the multiplayer component towards it. I do think that could be the thing, because Helldivers was a big thing. I think that could have been followed in the same, retrospect.
Oh, you mean PC?
PC day-and-day release with console, with that, with the multiplayer and everything. I think it could have helped a lot for that.
I think, PC, I think with multiplayer and gas, they've already said that they're just going to support PC day and date, which makes sense because obviously the games like that are hinging on massive communities. Helldivers, the PC community carried Helldivers massively. And that's one of their biggest success stories of last year. So PlayStation guys keep burying their heads in the sand about that, but it's PC guys and Helldivers that carried Sony to break their own records. So you have to put respect on PC's name, irrespective of whether or not you're a pony and you don't like PC, because PC gamers get the definitive experience of your games. Sony's enjoying it. You can't be you're loving up and gargling on sales figures and revenue and Sony's making so much money, and at the same time you're bemoaning PC. Well, PC literally contributed to Sony and PlayStation breaking records with Helldivers. That would not happen without PC. PC carried that. Factor of 70-30 or something like that. I don't even know the full figure, but it's heavily skewed in favor of PC. So it's a changing. And people ask me, well, what do you mean the industry is changing? I'm like, huh? Well, how can you even remotely even ask me that question with a hint of confusion? The PlayStation is capitulated on exclusivity alone is big. That they're releasing on games on PC. The gaps potentially get shorter, and then there'll be day and date. If is day and date your last bastion of observing or admitting that the industry is changing, okay, then hold that line, and that's what the PlayStation guys are doing. They're holding the line.
They're holding that line.
They're holding that line on PC and PlayStation. Like that
line about to go bye at the way these numbers can. Because I'm telling you right now, that was last year. Now imagine this year, because they got day and date releases. What if with Lost Soul aside, and they're dropping their games, whatnot. Like imagine this year. I'm curious to see how things go. Whatever else they push for this year, it's gonna be interesting this year number wise, but we shall see. But no, it's very curious. Somebody said remaster, just remaster. I'm guessing you're referring to Resistance 1.
No, you should do Days Gone. Days Gone is a really good remaster. Can we talk about Days Gone as a remaster? How utterly ridiculous is that? I mean, a lot.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Bro, but Days Gone wasn't a critical success. The guy, John Garvin, the guy creator behind it, hates.
Good dude. Yeah.
Hates everyone that worked on it.
He hates Sony in general because because he talked about it. Like I talked to him here and there too. He's cool. But he hates a lot of the process that led to the decision for us not getting the sequel, because he literally put a whole lot of time into it. He pitched the sequel. The team was like they were well invested in what they were going to do. They had a lot of great ideas, and it was going to lead to a lot of other things. But it just got canceled. And keep in mind too, when that game came out on hardware that was already maxed out, and it wasn't really a lot they can do with that game. They were pushing all the zombies, the freakers coming at you at once, and they were all glued together to try to make it, to make it the clusters of them keep coming at you. But it sucks, because what's the point of giving us a remake or a remaster of Days Gone when you flat out said that the sequel is never going to happen? It's a slap in the face of those who like it. It's weird.
Yeah, no, I think it's shocking that Sony seems to be so cold on it, and they turfed out the creator behind it. But perhaps the remaster is a reason for Sony, or is Sony testing the waters for a sequel to see it? They're throwing olive branch to John Garvin. I don't even know if he's been consulted on the remaster or he knew about it. He's been remarkably silent since the announcement of it, or immediately after that. I didn't even see him say anything about the. But he's always been quite vocal about.
Wanted it. He wanted that sequel. He wanted that. He even said on David Jaffe's show, and they talked about it. He was very emotional in a sense about how they screwed him over and how the game didn't happen. And again, I understand, but I don't think this game's going to do well enough at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to do well enough. Like if you look at the comparison of the remaster of Days Gone and you compare that to the original, it ain't even that different.
Yeah, bro. What are they doing?
It's not that different. It literally just sort of like people were saying, oh, they're getting the PC version. You're not even getting the PC version. The PC version is well above that. Well more optimized than this.
That's
I can't even see you getting that. It's ridiculous.
It didn't need a remaster, but a lot of people are like, oh, it's to sell to new audiences. Plus, there's a $10 upgrade thing for people who do have the existing one, but obviously that's not for them,
Days
right?
Gone, or not Days Gone. What's the name? Like I tell you, what needed the remaster. If you ever going strictly off of PS4 titles, I can name two right off the bat: Bloodborne, number one, and Infamous. Could have been
the first one.
Your other one, the Second Son. You could have brought Infamous Second Son to build intrigue for the sequel, or you could have done the first one and rebuild it up. You know what I mean? If you wanted to. Gravity Rush 2, yes, that's another great one that could have benefited from a remake or a remaster. It's like there's a lot of great games you have at your disposal. You're just not using. It's sad.
Oh, absolutely.
Really sad.
Thank you, E for Diamond, for the £3 super chat. It's very nice of you, with the weird sticker of a lemon that's waving his hand. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Like the Sony are running out of games to remaster at this point. If Days Gone is the one, that's why it was so hilarious.
They got games. They got games, bro. They have a lot of legacy titles. The problem is in the games, it's the creative ideas that's lacking within this company. You see what I'm saying? You see, people are like, when people, I give you an example. When people heard that when Sony said that, Astrobots renewed our faith in bringing back the family-friendly games. You know what the number one comments were? It wasn't Sly Cooper. It wasn't no Crash Bandicoots. People were like, oh, bring back Parappa the Rapper. Like, they have a lot of IPs that resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they're just not utilizing the IPs that matter.
Yeah, they don't. At all. So that's the state of PlayStation. That people
you ready for that Beyond Two Souls? Because Beyond Two Souls is getting a movie. You ready to go watch that? Or a TV show, I'm sorry. Until Dawn. You can watch Until Dawn?
I actually haven't played those games I was talking about. The new game, actually, they showed at State of Play, which is from the same studios, but set in space.
Oh, Supermassive. The deck code something, 18 something, 80 something code, decode something. I need to know. It's like a horror game.
I've never played their games because they're less game, more like interactive movie. But that doesn't stop me from playing or experiencing those titles. As someone who loved.
Thank you. Directive 8020. So you never played a Supermassive game? You never played Until Dawn?
No, never played that.
Okay. So what I need you to do is play Until Dawn.
Yeah.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
I mean, since you didn't experience the game immediately, you might as well just get the remaster version of it if you
Isn't
want.
That worse? Honestly, apparently, a lot of people said the remaster was worse.
Yeah, it don't look that much different. It looks a lot worse in certain shots. So I would say don't get the remaster. Get the base model version of Until Dawn on your PS5, whatever. If you got the Pro, whatever, use it on that.
Yeah.
Play that. Avoid Man of Medan and all those other games. Just play Until Dawn. The Quarry is another cool one that's I heard good things about, but I would just try Until Dawn first, and then you'll get an idea of how good these guys are. They're actually really good. Until Dawn's a good game. It's just it didn't need a remake or remaster. You know what I'm saying?
Which is something you can say about a lot of them. Horizon.
Right, Horizon
and
didn't
now
need it at all.
Days Gone is the other one, and it's just like, all right, this is what Sony's doing. And Shuei Yoshida said that if you want to get sequels to games, buy the remasters or buy their PC ports, which is what people are doing. And Days Gone may be that olive branch to Days Gone fans for that sequel. So let's see how many people actually support and buy Days Gone. Shout out to Aoife Diamond. So hi from Sammy and Aoife. Thanks for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are behaving. But yeah. So that's basically. Well, I don't know what else they can talk about. That's pretty much it. We just wrapped it up. Sony's State of Play is dog shit. Listen, this is not the only State of Play.
I agree with Erica and them in the chat. They're saying that those games would be great to come back, like the Banjos, like the games we just talking about, Parappa the Rapper, nostalgia.
Parappa the Rapper is really cool. Like the older games, yeah. Fear Effect.
Yeah, nostalgia.
Remember
it's
Fear
Effect? Nostalgia. Yeah, but there's no guarantee it will sell.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the costs outweigh. This is a return on investment, whether or not it's worth it. And it's a tricky game landscape, which is why it's funny when Days Gone comes back. But it is what it is. Let's see what happens. Look, PlayStation State of Play, I've trolled the shit out of you because I can't believe that we didn't get release dates for Marathon, Ghost of Yotai, and freaking Dead Stranding 2. But it looks like I think they're doing their own standalone events for these, because Borderlands is getting its own State of Play event, which is weird to me.
What was the point of even showing this at the PlayStation?
I don't know why they call it a State of Play. They're just kind of latching on to the State of Play name, which is now diminishing in quality. As a,
you showed game. You already showed gameplay. You showed the game. There's really not much else you really need to show.
I don't get that. It's weird.
Yeah, it's not like it's Borderlands. People know what to expect from a Borderlands game. That's literally it. You're like, this is a new.
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. And honestly, I can't name a bad looking Borderlands game. I don't think any of us can name a bad one. It's Borderlands. We know what to expect from Borderlands. If you like the formula,
I think they just paid Sony. It's my marketing deal. Where Borderlands guys, I think Gearbox or whatever, paid Sony to advertise it because it gets a lot of eyes on. Because PlayStation guys and obviously the community wants to see an event and latching onto the State of Play name, which is degrading in quality and reputation now because of the kind of letdowns. Although the State of Play on its own, if it wasn't a PlayStation show for third-party multiplayer stuff, great. Decent, really enjoyable show. For a State of Play on the back of the legacy of failures from PlayStation and the horrible showcase events, it's not there, especially for the hardcore guys who have been latching onto the first-party narrative. Will the 2025 be a shit year for PlayStation? I don't think so. So this is my video, so there's multiple times. We've got Ghost of Yotai coming in, and if it's good,
yeah,
it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I don't want to say intergalactic because there's no we didn't get a.
That's not coming out this year.
Yeah, I don't think that's this year.
I think
Saros
intergalactic is going to be a cross-gen game. It's going to be a go. I reckon it's going to be cross-gen.
Cross-gen. Okay.
A very late gen game. Saros is next year. Intergalactic is going to be
Phantom Zero, right? Phantom Blade Zero is this year, right?
That's this year. That's great. That looks amazing. PC.
I think this year. It's PC Day, right?
Lost Soul Aside. PC this year. I'll be playing it.
You got games. You got games. I can't say it's gonna be it's not games. It's just
Death Stranding 2, which might be.
That's the wild card, right? In this conversation,
that could be a day-and-day PC. I don't know.
PC, or if that's day-and-date everywhere. But I do think that's time.
There is time. It's time. It's gotta be time.
I think Kojima signed a deal with that. I would think he signed a deal to make that time and make that money. I would think so. Because he did that with the first one, but it took a while for that one to go to PC and everything. But I don't know.
No. So when he the Shock release Death Stranding 2, Death Stranding the Xbox version, I think coincided with the release or just a day before, or the release of the PS5 Pro. So that's the same day. Kojima Productions bought the IP and bought off the IP for Death Stranding and I think several other titles, all of them. So Death Stranding 2 is absolutely a timed exclusive at best on PlayStation. But this is that narrative is just us countering the whole exclusivity point against Xbox.
Yeah, we know Kojima owns it, Doria. I'm just saying though, I don't know if he because it's usually be Sony be asking for some extra time. I don't know if he signed some extension. I don't know.
That's the thing. We don't know the contractual basis upon which this exclusivity hinges. We're gonna find out. I reckon. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about it. But Final Fantasy 16, there are murmurs of Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 7, and Rebirth coming to Xbox. When are we going to find that out? I think it'll be this year. And if not, I'll be surprised. At least for Final Fantasy 16. I'll still be surprised if Final Fantasy 7 and Rebirth still sounds crazy to me, because I thought Sony would have locked him down contractually for much longer, but it seems like Square Enix just don't respect Sony exclusivity anymore. So it's a different gen, but we'll see. We had it was a very interesting week. Gaz, show us your hooker. I don't have one here.
Liar.
Yeah, I don't. But yeah, it was really good to chop it up with you, man. We talked that shit. Expect a lot of people to clip the show angrily.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Astro. Shout to Astro. You might clip me.
I think it's gonna be the Pony Brigade. They're gonna be very angry, and they're gonna cut out the select bits.
They'll cut out every context and just flip some shit, try to get a reaction. It's like, dude, most of you cocksuckers don't even play this game, so I'm not even going to interact. I'm just not going to interact with shit.
It's funny because the Clipper guys don't actually play games. They don't actually play games or share their gameplay at all. They just share us. It's just fine. I do free marketing, so I shouldn't really complain.
Yeah, that is what it is at that point.
Before we go, no, that's me. Tell the people where they can find you, man.
Yeah, no, it was good to chop it up with you, man. You gotta do this more often. It's been way too long. Seriously, it's been way too long. But I appreciate you having me on. It's been a long time. Again, shout out to everybody in the chat for the love and everybody pulled up. Good to see familiar faces in here. Obviously, Erica, you're on my shit list because you suck at Gears. I said it a lot. Now I'm playing. Shout out to Erica, so Ironman in the chat, everybody. So shout out to y'all. But yeah, if you guys want to find me, I don't even put a link. I'll put it in the chat for you. But shout out to you guys. If you guys want to find me, it's Big Cloud Gaming, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. You guys find me there. And there's a link to my channel in the chat there. It's posted. I don't know if I can post links, but
yeah, you can. I've got it here as well. I'm gonna post it now. And yeah, check it out. Blaze is in the chat. Blaze is like, what the fuck? I don't know why he's shocked. Why are you shocked, Blaze? What happened?
That's Blaze for you.
But yeah, check out.
Blaze.
Shout out to Blaze as well, man. The Sharmuta. Thank you, everyone. Smash the like button.
You pulling up for this show today? For his show? Salicus?
It's too late now. Until the family just move out. I can't do. King Thrash was asking me to jump on his show, and I couldn't jump on that because it's late. I'm pushing the boundaries here anyway. That's why I have a shorter shows as well, and I'm not as loud and crazy as I normally.
It's early. Ain't it early over there? Your time?
It's midnight. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I thought like, that was. Oh, you know what it was? No, I think it was a different. No, hold on. Because we went live. I remember when last time we was on RGT. It was like you said. It was like late. Oh wait, no,
RGT is ridiculous time. You do it on vampire times. It's my 3-4 a.m. is when you guys go live.
I went live at 5 p.m. Eastern time. This is the same time around this time, right, Mirko? So no, you know what it was? It was when we were on Salicast. That's what it was. Okay. When it was like, remember, it was like 8 o'clock at that time or 10 o'clock, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, you guys were up. You guys were vampire.
I had set an alarm up to wake up and then join Blaze.
I don't know how you made it. I really did not know how you made it. That's all I do for Blaze.
But I haven't done it for a while. I owe him for multiple shows. So when my family move out and they get housework done, you'll see me auto-tuning the shit out of this microphone because I've been so subdued. But the real guys is going to be bursting at the seams. You have no idea. Why do you think I haven't got any songs and auto-tune bullshit in my freaking videos? Because I'm like, I can't really do that here. I'm not creatively like stifled with noises and all that shit. But I'll get there. Chat, thank you so much, man.
Shout out to y'all. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Play some games, and I'll be back on here. Guys will be on here for sure.
Absolutely.
Your knows. I'm just one DM away.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it, man. You smashed it. It was such a good conversation. We're kicking jokes. Thank you, everyone. Honestly, it's been such a good time. And smash the like button if you enjoy the show. We're gonna head out. There's gonna be a new video out this week. Very different. I'm not just gonna do console war stuff. But we've also got
Icon Era War. That was going to start. This is the Icon Era.
They're not that relevant, but yeah, I will make content out of that for sure. For sure, absolutely. We've got some wicked content coming. Not just I want to do gameplay streams, but obviously with the family stuff, it's going to take a little bit while. So make it a month and a half. So just bear with me. But yeah, we've got wicked content. Please hit the like button. Timestamps will be up shortly. It will be on Spotify and all of that stuff. And check out Nightwave Radio. From me, curated every week, which I've already done, and I will post up the shorts soon. Take care, peeps. Love you all.
There you go.
Peace.